Hey, what's up, guys? It's Clint. I'm back with another episode of Versus. Boy, oh boy, am I excited. We got a interesting show tonight. We're going to be talking about the multiverse. There's so much hype right now with the Multiverse of Madness, with the new Doctor Strange movie, with the Spider-Man thing just happening. And then we got the Flash movie. There's just like, and then you got like the Joker, but you're like, oh, he's in a different universe. And then you've got the Batman that everybody's waiting for. Is that a different universe? Because we've got Michael Keaton Batman. Yeah, it is. So it's just all these weird, confusing things. We're going to talk about this. Are we starting to get multiverse burnout? I'm not, but we'll talk about it. All right. Before we do, let's get Curtis in here. Curtis, how you doing, man? What's happening?
Hello. How are you? How's everybody doing? Sorry for last week. I dadded out and passed out watching a show.
You
So,
dadded
uh,
out.
yeah, we've been doing been doing. So my daughter's birthday is February 13th. My son's birthday is today.
Ooh, happy birthday, son.
And yeah, he's 7 years old. And so basically, in the middle, we always do their party. So we do her birthday, then like the joint birthday party, and then his birthday. And it's been like 2 weeks of nonstop dad stuff. So I was ready to go, but yeah, I passed out. I'm sorry, I couldn't make.
Sometimes when you've been partying hard, man, you just got to crash out, you know?
Yeah. I wish we had the birthday party and all their friends showed up at the park Saturday, and my wife was like, "So how'd you like the party?" It was about 2 hours, and I was like, "I don't know. I just picked stuff. I just carried stuff back and forth for literally 2 hours. Like I was just a support staff. Like
That's what
like I don't
dads
know.
do, yeah.
Yeah, I know that's so. And I would like to thank Bobby. It wasn't his birthday, but whenever uh, she subscribed to Bakertown,
Oh, cool.
and whenever I showed him that the next day that we had a subscriber, we only got one little video up there.
I
Yeah,
subscribed.
he was so. And oh, you're number two.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, so thank both of y'all then. And we plan on putting more up there, but I would like to say thank you as well to Clint, because actually doing the stuff and getting it up there is a lot. Clint, if you don't know, Clint does 95% of all the work that we have to do here on this show. I just get on here and gab about crap. So getting the stuff actually up there is tough. And thank y'all guys for subscribing. He was so happy. It's more for them than it is for me. But he was, oh my gosh, we have subscribers.
Ooh, we're famous.
So, yeah, like
Yeah.
So thank
That
you so much, Bobby. Thank you so much, Clint.
that's awesome, man. That's cool. It's cool. It's one thing when you got us old keisters up here, doing stuff, but when you got like the innocence of a kiddo, you know what I mean? That's like the joy of seeing a subscriber.
Yeah.
Because I'll be off at work and get a message and look down. I'm like, oh, we got a subscriber. Or somebody commented. I get excited. I can only imagine little kids. It's awesome.
Yeah. He's like, I've got a YouTube channel and I've got subscribers. Like,
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Big, settle down.
Well, let's jump in the chat, man, and see what we got going on here real quick. What do we got? We got oh man, we got Rajneesh. We've got Bakertown. Oh, you're Bakertown.
Yeah.
You said we got some bots. We got Mel Kennedy. Noon sir. Okay, let's run through them real quick. See what we got.
Yeah, Mel's jumping in the shower and then he's gonna jump on.
Cool. Did you send him a link?
No, he's gonna we'll jump in the chat.
Oh, okay, cool.
I can't send him a link. Or can I? I don't know.
So I think we might get James in here in a little bit. So happy Friday, Bakertown. We have missed you, Bobby says. Let's see here. Hi, Clint. Don't want to leave me out. Well, thank you for not leaving me out, Bobby. Let's see here. Bobby is one of our...
You can leave him out a little bit. Just a little bit. I felt so special when you said that. Just leave him out a little bit.
We got just home from work. Need to shower. Okay, and then what else we got? lot of fun conversations. I'm going to see. Oh, there we go. We got Rajneesh. Long time looking forward to the show. Multiverse Madness. That's right. Multiverse of Madness. The Peacebakers. Oh God, that's a good one. Good to see you guys. I'm a big punny guy. I like the puns, so that made me happy. Birthday. Let's see. My daughter's is tomorrow. There's a lot of
Oh,
kiddos' birthdays. Rajneesh, happy birthday to your son Curtis, says Rajneesh.
thank you, thank you, thank you, guys.
Yeah. Happy to your kids. Blah blah blah. A lot of basically a bunch of friendly cheer and supportiveness in the chat right now. So thank you
Thank you.
for that. That's super cool.
Bobby says her granddaughter Zoe's going to be 6. Yeah, my son just turned 7 and my daughter just turned 5. So those are fun ages, and yeah, it's a good time, and I mean, I'm sure Bobby already knows, but yeah, like they'll be freaking teenagers before you know it, so you got to soak it
Yeah.
in.
They'll have their own subscribers before you
Dude,
know
yeah,
it.
I want to get on my YouTube channel, Dad. I don't want to hang out
Dad,
with
I'm
you.
monetized. I don't need any money
Yeah.
from you.
I'll tell you how to YouTube. Let me show you.
Oh, let's see. All right. Well, shoot, man. Well, let's we're actually running kind of a loose schedule today. Like
Mhm.
we didn't do small screen earlier, and it's kind of weird vibes out in the world right now with the with all the crazy stuff going on in the Ukraine. So it's our hearts go out to anybody who's living through a completely horrifying experience right now. It sucks that we still, you'd think, all as much as we evolve as human beings and get smarter and more considerate of others' feelings and stuff, we still live in a world where people will fight and hurt each other. So let's all hope the best for anybody. Usually, when you have a war, it's usually governments fighting each other, and the people who
Mhm.
get hurt are just innocent random people. So who don't deserve that stuff. So let's wish the best for all those people and hope nobody gets hurt. So
Right, and at the same time, like, yeah, I- we're gonna get on here and we're gonna talk about stupid crap. There's a lot of serious stuff going on in the world, but that's the thing. I said earlier in the chat, like, let's talk about some fantasy worlds, so we don't have to talk about the one that we're in. You're gonna get 24/7 news on the real world we live in. We're gonna talk about some fantasy worlds and have some fun, hopefully.
and
Um,
I love that. That's exactly why I like to cover entertainment stuff, because there's such messed up stuff going on out there. It's way more fun to talk about Tom Cruise Iron Man. It's just way more fun.
actually, well, no, that's
Oh,
no,
Curtis hates
we don't need that.
Tom
We don't
Cruise.
need that in the world.
Oh boy. Oh, let's see. We're gonna do one Ukraine thing from Ukraine is terrifying right now. My hats go off to the bravery of the men in the Ukraine fighting for their home. Hopefully, it ends sooner rather than later. Yeah, pray for Ukraine.
I
Absolutely,
agree. I agree.
absolutely, man. Well, let's talk about. You sent me an article, and I thought it was interesting, and it said basically at the end, the Russo brothers Endgame director
Mhm.
said Marvel will give us too much. Basically, it was just kind of saying like they're going over the top with all of this multiverse stuff, and it's like what I took from it, because I didn't even read the whole article. But I felt like what they were kind of saying is like, man, you're giving all this stuff, and it's like after a while you go too far. It's like, where else do you go with it? You know what I mean? What did you
Ye
take away from that article? This is me.
Yeah, that's
This is me
no, the
confessing that I just glazed over it, but I kind of got the gist of what they were probably saying. Go ahead.
no, but that's kind of the idea. So, like, they're gonna do. We don't have multiverse fatigue yet. Obviously, we're just getting it. We're just getting into it. But they, like, they are gonna probably run it into the ground. And the thing is, though, like that's how comic books have been, and the books themselves, they've been able to autocorrect. It's like at first it was like we're gonna stop street level crime, like Batman was just he fought. robbers and muggers and stuff, and then other like bank robber villains and stuff like that. And then it was like the bad guys were like, "Oh, I'm going to take over the city. Then I'm going to take over the state. I'm going to take over the country. I'm going to take over the world. I'm going to take over the universe. And then I'm going to take over the multiverse." And it's kind of like, where do you go from here? But in the comic books, they could autocorrect.
How would
It's
they
a different.
autocorrect in the comic books?
I mean, like it would just kind of
Just reboot
every
everything?
every no. Well, that's the thing in Marvel. No, DC's rebooted a bunch of times in the comics, and well, people would say for a long time Marvel didn't either, but uh, like when they did it, I think it's just a time frame thing. Like the comic books was slow to come back out, and you'd kind of like forget that stuff, and you could kind of build back up again. But with movies, like it's gonna work. And here's the thing: I think they're gonna do a multiverse every generation now to bring that nostalgia back in. Like I like this. I don't think this is going anywhere. Like they're gonna wear it down to the nub, but it's not. It's going to come back in 20 years whenever my kids are growing up going, "Hey, I remember whenever Tom Holland was Spider-Man. Screw this new Spider-Man," or whatever it is. But like I think they're going to beat it into the ground a little bit. I don't know yet. It hadn't even happened yet, really.
Yeah.
But like I think that they're gonna, and it seems like DC's following the Marvel formula again. I
That's
think
the deal. Do you,
I think
I mean, they've
Flashpoint
had
was like
Flashpoint.
planned.
They've had
Yeah,
Flashpoint and stuff. Do you think, and they did that on the Flash TV. I'm not even talking comics, but I'm just saying,
yeah,
couple years back. So, who's copying who here?
right. That's
You
and I
think
think they've
Marvel
had.
saw that and they're like, hey, why don't we do that?
Well, I think Flashpoint they had Flashpoint planned for like a long time now. Once like they weren't sure about the Snyderverse, they were like, okay, Flashpoint will be the way to kind of fix this. And they've had it like in the works for a while, but since Marvel hit it first with No Way Home, it looks like they're copying them again. Like so. Um, it might end up working out better for DC than it does for Marvel because like people want DC to be fixed, like they want it like
Yeah.
they want that. Marvel is fixed, like don't screw it up, but like people want DC to be fixed so bad, and this could be the perfect way to do it. I don't know if they're going to pull it off, but like Flash, the DC multiverse might end up being better than the Marvel universe.
Yeah, and you got to, but of course you have a lot of people too, like Rajneesh would be like, they already had it. It didn't need fixing. We had Snyder already
Well, I
had the
know,
thing going on. They needed to fix it by going back to what they were doing. Where are they going to completely screw up a great thing that they already had?
but
All they had to do is they had the football. All they had to do was run with it. Sorry, sorry Raj. They had the soccer ball. All they had to
the
do is
American football.
dribble with it. Is that what you do with a soccer ball dribble? It's called a football. I'm just being
No, it's
a shit. But
football.
a football. But yeah, it's funny. I'm excited about this. I'm excited to see.
Mhm,
It's fun. It adds a lot of opportunities for fun fan service, which
mhm.
we've had this conversation before that I'm a huge fan of. If you get a chance to bring Michael Keaton in to do anything, I'm stoked. You know what I mean?
Hell
But
yeah.
like, I'm excited about it. And he's going to be in the new Catwoman show too, which is cool. So he's going
I
to be
didn't know
playing,
that.
yeah,
Oh,
on HBO, which with Zoe um Kravitz. What's her name? Not Kravitz. It's
Deschanel.
what's her last name?
Zoe Deschanel? I don't know.
No, I think it is
I didn't
Kravitz.
even know there's.
Um, I started having a brain fart, but yeah, it's exciting, man. Like I really liked Justice League, and
Mhm,
I would like to see more, but there are things about it that were a little weird for me, as far as I don't. I'm gonna be not popular by in saying this. I just didn't care for the Joker's that version of the Joker. I'm just not
mhm.
a fan of. I liked him better in Justice League than I did in the other stuff, but in the Snyder cut.
Well,
Oh, like in the Snyder Cut, the
Uh,
post-apocalyptic
well,
thing. But
no, you mean Juggaloker or whatever his
yeah,
name is?
Juggaloker. I don't like Juggaloker.
I,
Yeah,
I was
we've
not.
had this conversation.
Yeah,
It,
I
it
was.
was a little
I'm
bit
on board
better.
with you. I didn't like him. Uh,
Thanks, Raj.
uh,
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. I'm just having a brain fart. But yeah, Leslie Grace is a lovely Catwoman. What am I stuttering? That's what happens when I'm trying to to read. You got me pegged. Yes. Yeah, Leslie Grace is lovely. She's going to be a good Batgirl. And I'm sure it's going to be better. It's
but
going to be
well,
better than we
see,
expect because it's HBO. You know what I mean? HBO
right.
is, with the
You can tell the
exception.
difference between the HBO shows and like the WB shows. Like,
Yeah.
there's just a different. Like, their HBO shows are just better in my opinion.
Now
I haven't watched all of them. I haven't, you know.
the
Uh,
DC universe stuff that ended up on HBO is not in the same conversation. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's that was they were some fun shows, but it's like when you have something that's actually a HBO series like Peacemaker, it's usually a different level of quality. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that was like that we. Well, I wasn't here last week. That was such a fucking great show. I mean, like that was
Yeah.
just literally the best show I've seen in a long time. Um, and it made me care about a DC character that I didn't even. Uh, Maybe I knew he existed, but like barely knew he existed, and like didn't hate it from the movie, and made me care caboodles about him. And I don't even like. Here's the thing: I don't like John Cena. Like I used to do wrestling, and I think they pushed him way too hard at the beginning, and it just made me not like him. Uh, so I didn't like the character. I didn't like the actor. And after the end of the show, it's like I want more of it.
I loved him in this show. I thought he was
Yeah, he was
fantastic.
great.
I thought he was fantastic.
Is who a mind reader? They pushed him too hard, didn't they, Kennedy? They did. They pushed him too hard in the beginning. Like it was like, here's John Cena, and he's beating up everybody. And it's like, wait a minute, how's he beating up the fucking Undertaker?
John Cena, he's real easy to not like, and then he's real easy to like depending on what you're watching. It's really weird. I couldn't stand him
Right.
in what do you call it? And what's my screen?
Suicide.
I'm having
Well,
weird.
suicide.
Yeah, I'm having weird power issues at my place, and so my screen is cutting in and out. That's why I'm so distracted. Where I'm like not remembering names and stuff. There we go. It's super weird.
Oh, I got you, Mel. I got you.
Yeah, so I'm sitting here and I'm mixing up, like my screen keeps blinking on and off, and then I'm like, is the stream gonna cut out? I think we're good. Yeah,
Don't
John
tempt the
Cena
internet
in
gods.
Fast and the Furious, I was like, I was not a big fan of, and I was not a big fan in Suicide Squad, and then by the time we got him in what's going on? It's super weird. By the time we got him in Peacemaker, like, I started out with my arms crossed. I was like, I'm not gonna like him, and then next thing you know, I'm
Mhm.
like, this is the best guy ever. Um, so
And that's the thing too. Like they got him to replace The Rock in Fast and the Furious. I don't think that was accomplished. But here's the deal: like he's already shown more breadth as an actor in this show than I think The Rock has. I mean, The Rock's shown he can act. He just, I guess, doesn't want to. He's like, I can make $1 billion just playing The Rock, and like everybody likes it. Um, but like John Cena's shown he can freaking act. Like I, I would probably, past me would come back and punch future me in the nuts, for saying that. But he can act and do very well. And like right now, I think he's a better actor than The Rock.
do you think so?
Hello there. I mean, right? Yeah, because I mean, The Rock's great. He's the most charismatic person that exists probably in Hollywood. But he plays The Rock, and that's not bad. I like Arnold movies. Arnold played as Arnold. Arnold's shown he can act too, but most of the movies Arnold plays Arnold, and that's what I want to see. But John Cena is like he still plays. He doesn't play John Cena. He doesn't play the wrestler. If you're familiar with the wrestler, he doesn't play the wrestler character. Uh, he plays, this jerk off character, but then he's shown that, like, I mean, yeah, he's shown some pretty damn good range.
What do you think about Dave Bautista? Do you think he's a better actor than them? If you had to put the three, John Cena, Dave Bautista, and The Rock, all in order of best actor, how would that go down? What's your ranking?
I mean, that's a good question. Probably, I mean, honestly, probably The Rock last. I love The Rock, man. But he plays The Rock.
He's
Batista's shown a little more range too. Like he can. Um, he spent a whole movie looking like he was going to sneeze. And what is it? Oh shit! What's the name of the movie? Army of the Dead. Like the whole movie, he looked like he was going to sneeze. Like, like, yeah, that's acting, baby. Like it had to be an acting choice, because otherwise, why would he do it? Um, but yeah, I would honestly, John Cena like has shown me the most. But then again, you get somebody like James Gunn, and I think it would have been great as Shazam. Cena would have been great as Shazam. We should get a Rock versus Cena. That would have been pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Good call, Kazak.
Uh,
Bobby loves Batista. I do too.
Yeah, and what's it called? I heard that John Cena was saying, hey, he wanted Peacemaker to fight Black Adam in DC Universe, to which he would get his ass kicked. But
yeah, he would, but
still,
and he's
awesome.
not. the character is not a.
Do a crossover, get Drax in there, and
hells yeah. I mean, it's only going to be a matter of time before Marvel buys out DC. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
Like, they'll buy out WB, and
a whole bunch of people just got a nosebleed after you said that.
I don't want it to happen either. Competition is a good thing.
That's right.
But it's just gonna happen. Look at that. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's funny, man. Peacemaker has no powers. How would he beat Black Adam exactly? Nobody said he would beat him.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like Batman has no powers, but Batman's gonna figure out a way to beat Black Adam. Peacemaker's not.
That's the fun. That's the fun.
Yeah.
But if he gets some kind of weapon that I heard, who did I hear? I heard Robert Meyer Burnett talking about that. He's like, yeah, if he's got some kind of magic canceling helmet.
Yeah, he goes back to his old house and finds something his dad made.
Yeah, something his dad has. Then they fight it out, which could turn awesome. My man, says Kaz. That was a good Momoa impression. We've been on 42 minutes. I feel like I haven't even said anything of substantial. You slay me.
Hey, we're doing it right.
Man.
We're doing it right, baby. Doing
yeah.
it right.
Well, do you think they're over the world? The universe is the multiverse is overdoing it with the multiverse thing. I mean, look.
Not. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You've got Marvel. You got DC.
Mm-hmm.
Two comic book. That's not surprising. You've got this is two companies that have a Wade Wilson and Slade Wilson that both have boosted, powered
Doctor Strange, Dr. Fate.
Invincible mercenaries. That with healing powers. So that's not they copy each other and that's just how it is. But then you got Star Wars has the world between worlds, which is essentially a multiverse where they can time travel, and like in the new animated stuff, and they're supposed to expand on a lot of that, which is interesting. And then you have Star Trek has the mycelial network, and they're able to go and time travel and jump different places, and it's getting to that too. So it's like all of a sudden you have and I think with Q coming into the Picard show, there's some weird stuff going on. So it's like dude, hey, let's just do a multiverse in every single IP. You know what I mean? Like we're just gonna multi. Guys, they say the multiverse is the in thing for 2022. And I remember in 2014, pop songs with whistling in the chorus was huge, and everybody released a song with the whistling in the chorus. You remember that year? There was
I
like
don't remember
there
that
was like
year specifically, but yes, there was yes, there was a
there was
ton of
I
them.
used to talk shit about it. There was like 4 different songs that came out that year. That was like anyway, there was like 4 songs that all had whistling in the chorus, and I go, "Is this the year of the whistle? What the hell is going on with music?" And it really it really pissed me off. So, but that's like a
I remember
mainstream.
the violins more. I remember
Oh yeah, that
they
was
like
another.
every band stuck a violin in there, like for like
But that's just
a
what
good
they
year or
do.
two.
That's what
Yeah,
they do.
yeah,
Hey,
it's
let's all
trends. I mean,
release
it's
zombie
you
stuff
know,
now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Or let's all do this. And so all of a sudden now it's like, oh, multiverse. Oh, that's great. So now we're gonna have like we need some other IPs doing multiverse stuff. Like who's left? Transformers multiverse,
Oh god, we don't need
Avatar
any more Transformers.
multiverse.
Well, we got to get just a general universe out of Avatar first, but no, like they're they're absolutely like, and yet like no, I'm not tired of it yet because but yes, I think they're gonna run it into the ground, man. Like they're gonna just do it up, and it's gonna be like at first, like with Spider-Man No Way Home, it's gonna be well done. There's gonna be like it's gonna be good ideas. It's gonna bring back some old characters and stuff, and it is there's gonna be some good fan service. Um, at the end, it's gonna be nostalgia bait though. Like
Oh
it's gonna be
yeah.
like, "Hey, remember this fucking guy?" And it's like, "Who's that?" Well, I played the hot dog guy in the original Daredevil movie. And it's like, nobody, what? What do you, huh? Like there's gonna be, it's gonna get ugly towards the end, because just like uh superhero movies, we were starved for superhero movies for so long, and then we finally got them, and they were fucking awesome. They were amazing and stuff like that. And now kids growing up are like, oh, another superhero movie, and it's like, what are
Are
you
kids
talking
saying
about?
that?
Like, yeah, I mean, I'm a middle school teacher. They're already tired of some superhero movies because
Little
they've
turds.
grown up. I know they've grown up with nothing but amazing superhero movies their whole life, and so they're like, oh god, another superhero movie,
Oh
you
great.
know? Yeah, so, like and then there's gonna be a whole generation growing up like, another multiverse movie, like, at their prime age, they're gonna see these movies and think they're awesome, and then, like, see the rest of them and be like, "Oh, god."
They have no idea. They didn't live through the
No.
decade of natural
No.
disaster movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Deep
What if a
Impact,
tornado
Twister, Tsunami, like sprinkle in some shark movies in the mix, like Deep Impact,
Firestorm.
the Abyss. You know, like every single disaster movie. It's really funny.
Right. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah, like remember that
Yeah.
wave. Wave 3. Yeah, it really cracked me up
The
that
tightening.
the dude that made Moonfall, who made half of those disaster
Yeah.
movies, was complaining about the superhero movies are ruining cinema. And I'm like, "You
Yeah.
douchebag, you've been ruining cinema for 20 years. What are you talking about?"
Just quick thing. If the moon crashes into the earth, we're all dead. There's no that's the end. The movie's over. We're dead. Like
No. Titanic 6. That's Kindergarten Cop
yeah.
2, Held Back.
No, there is a
I
kindergarten
know,
cop
but
too.
that was our joke before that came out. Held Back. It was pretty funny, I thought.
Couldn't break the graham crackers on the straight line, on the little day.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, I'm not burnt out yet. We have all
No.
we've gotten is Spider-Man, and
We
it
got
was
a taste,
glorious. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So I'm excited about it. I'm just like nervous that that maybe they're gonna overdo it, and I'm like, well, it's like for me that's like
They're
sprinkling.
gonna overdo it.
Oh,
They're gonna.
let's hope. For me, that's like sprinkling Oreo, just dropping a bag of Oreos, and I'm like, yes, this is the greatest day of my life. I was gonna say crack, but Oreos sounds better. But
Oreos are basically
Oreos are
crack.
pretty good.
No, actually, Girl Scout cookies are crack.
Yeah.
Oreos are
Girl
like,
Scout cookies, the same thing. It's like, can you eat too many? Well, yeah, for a second, but then when they're back, you're gonna eat it up more.
they've got
Woo!
they've got those those cardiac things everywhere nowadays. Like we can eat as many Girl Scout cookies as we want.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And Kaz also says, "Do you think No Way Home success is going to boost the Flash since Marvel pretty much went ahead and did the heavy lifting explaining the multiverse to the large audience?" That's a good point, I think.
That's an
Like
interesting
so
question.
yeah, so Marvel already went out of the way and was like has been setting up with their shows and their TV and their movies, like explaining the multiverse to the audience. I mean, even started with Endgame to a degree, and
Let
like now the Flash can come in there and just be like, "Hey, this is a multiverse movie. Enjoy it." And it might like be better because of that. I mean, for fans like us, like we already kind of knew anyway, but for the general audience, they'd be like, "What the fucking multiverse? What are you talking about?"
let's
But
not pretend like we don't live on Earth and that our kids don't tell us when we're lame and don't know anything. You know what I mean? Like we're living in a world with like so many video games that I don't even know half of the games anymore. Like in movies and comic books, they didn't disappear. We all grew up with this
no, no.
stuff. We all consume the same media. Like all the children tell their parents all the stuff where they're like talking in the back seat about some random thing, and then the multiverse, blah 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 blah, and the dad's tuning out. You know what I mean? Like people are gonna figure this out. I don't think there's that much heavy lifting that needed to be done in the first place. Not to mention the TV shows have been doing it, and
Right.
you know what I mean. But I mean,
But
yeah,
story
like
wise,
story. I mean, narrative, public narrative wise, I'm sure that Marvel would like to say, "Yeah, we did all the heavy lifting for you, DC," but it really, I don't think it would have mattered anyway. Like, tell me your
I agree with it.
little
Okay, that's
brothers
good.
and
Yeah,
siblings and children aren't going to be explaining it for the dumb adults. You know what I mean? Like, and half of the us are nerds anyway that would have known already anyway. You know, I knew what a
as
multiverse
well,
was when I was like a kid. You know.
as a teacher, I literally had to explain to a kid, like there's no like they were absolutely positive that there's scientific evidence of the multiverse, and I was like, that's I was like, that's not true. I was like, there's no like we couldn't have evidence. We don't even have full evidence of our universe, and like they like going into this. And they're like, no, they've proven that the multiverse exists, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I
I
you can't
don't
argue
know.
with teenager. It's just
Is that
I
real?
don't know what to do here. Yes, that really yeah, absolutely really happened. I'm like, no, there no, there's no like we have an observable universe and there's a vast universe beyond the observable universe, and there's we can't even like but no like
I
what do
have met multiple people that believe that this could be a simulation. You know, people talk about that, and then
believe?
and then you talk to people, and then there's people that are like, "Oh, this simulation," and like they say it enough that I think they believe it. You know what I mean?
But believe, yeah, and if she was like, "I believe there's a multiverse," then okay, fine. There's plenty of people that do. There's scientists, like full on physicists, that believe that there's a multi. There's not scientific evidence of it at all, and that's what she was arguing. And I was like, No, there's not. There can't be yet, like because if there were, then it would be part of our universe, and therefore it's not part of the multiverse." And blah blah blah. But she was like, "Man,"
It's really
and
weird. Like oh, what were you gonna say?
go ahead.
I
No,
was
I
gonna
was
say,
gonna say
go ahead.
Mel said no, Mel said that, Wave is a real movie in Europe.
That makes me happy, dude. Wave 2, surfs up. um, yeah, like no, I've talked to people that like it's fun. It's like a horoscope or a fortune
Right.
cookie or even like theorizing what's going to happen in a movie and stuff. And then it's fun to like scour the internet or see videos where people are glitching out. And you'd be like, oh, that's a reptilian.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's a reptilian operative. That's Did you see Hillary Clinton's bodyguard? He was like glitching out, and he was, he like. There's all kinds of crazy stuff on the internet, and but what's funny is that some people like believe that stuff.
Honestly, the thing that makes me most not believe, but it gives the most credence to it is straight up the Berenstein Bear thing. Like it was the fucking Berenstein Bears. Like of multiple universes crossing over. Like I swear to God, like I'm not like I didn't know that was a real thing and until I did, and I was like, what is happening? Like this is like it's
The
the Berenstein Bears.
Mandela
Yeah,
effect.
but
And
like
do you know the origin of that? Like there's people that there's a theory. There's people that say that sorry, I just looked at my phone. Man, it's a good thing there's no squirrels running by. I'd be like, "Hmm?" There's people that argue about the date that Nelson Mandela was released from
mhm,
prison, and some people remember it as a different time, and
mhm.
and then there's like, and that's why they called it the Mandela effect. There's a lot of arguments over that. So then people say, oh no, it's a different reality. That and like there's a theory that the super collider, when they were messing with the super collider, that it exploded our universe and that it merged with a different universe. That's one theory. And so that it's like you have two universes that are almost the same. And so
Yeah.
like
So
and so like
similar you couldn't tell.
yeah, and so like people look at this like they look at the comic universes and like they're numbered with only so many, 616. There's like in theory it's like gajillions, infinite number
Right.
of universes, because there's one universe where I
There's a
blinked,
prime universe.
and then there's one where I didn't blink, and then there's one where I blinked 2 times, there's one where I ate something different for lunch. There's an infinite number, and every one, it's like a tree, you go down a different path or whatever.
Mhm.
But so they think our universe merged with another universe, and it's super weird because then they say stuff like Berenstein Bears, or Berenstein Bears and Berenstain Bears, and then next thing you know, we're all fighting about it. And I've been in bars where people are about to get into fist fights because because
I
of
would be
that.
one of those people. It
Yeah,
was Berenstein Bears. It would like
I agree with
like
you. I remember, and I called them the Berenstein Bears, but it was EI, and and like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but now it's Stain, and it's like, wait a
But
minute.
that's yeah, but it wasn't Stain. You're right. Like EI, it was EI, right?
Yes,
It
that's how
wasn't
I
it
remember it.
wasn't Stain. It
Yeah,
wasn't fucking Stain.
and then
Like
yeah, and then you've got the Shazam. There's people that remember a Shazam movie starring Sinbad. And then there's other people
mhm.
that are like, "Oh, you mean Kazam with Shaq?" Like, dude, I know the difference between Sinbad and Shaq. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about Shazam, and so there's huge arguments about that, and it's really funny. It's really weird. But yeah, apparently the super collider destroyed our world, and that got me thinking. I was thinking about that the I almost said the Doppler effect, the Mandela effect, and that made me think: what if, um, in this Doctor Strange movie, instead of bringing mutants in, they actually destroyed the main universe, and all of a sudden maybe some of the Nexus level beings like Doctor Strange and Wanda survived, but the other ones just completely disappeared, fell into
Mm.
oblivion, and the leftovers of what we have of the MCU is actually a different universe that already has mutants, and already has a Captain America and has Iron Man. All of a sudden you got a Tony Stark, you got a Robert Downey Jr. back, all of these things because the regular universe, Doctor Strange accidentally broke it, and it imploded or merged with another one
Ooh.
like the Mandela
But
effect. But
well, but see, here's the thing too. Like, so it's Doctor Strange doing his thing in No Way Home, but at the same time killing Kang in Loki. Like it's all these
they
things
didn't
happening
kill
at
Kang.
once. Yeah, they did. Loki at the end of Loki, they killed Kang, and he was like, "See you soon." Remember?
Oh yeah, because he's gonna reset because he's in a loop.
Yeah, he's gonna
Yeah.
and he yeah, and he like he's the one that keeps the multiverses in order. And he's like nobody's ever gotten this far. Like you know, like so it's this that like it might be Doctor Strange casting the spell, and the reason it went so wrong is because they killed Kang, and that's why all the shit's going bonkers.
Kaz is enjoying our Mandela effect talk. Uh, and Raj says, Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness will be insane. Another massive W for the MCU. Yeah, it's going to be nuts. But I was just
Boom.
wondering, I'm like, man, how weird would that be if that would be a good explanation. Um There's
Well,
another
yeah,
there's another theory out there that basically Wanda Maximoff had said no more mutants before, and
that's from the
and
comics. Yeah.
yeah, but that had happened before, and so what we're seeing now is after she said that, so that's why there are no mutants. And
Ooh,
so
I like
but maybe
that.
some time travel or some kind of thing, the Illuminati or somebody's gonna reverse it, or maybe she'll
Mhm.
reverse it if somebody explains it to her, or maybe Doctor Strange will reverse it, and then all of a sudden you'll have them back. It's not that we got to bring them in, it's not that they haven't been there and you have to introduce them, it's that they were taken away, and now we need to bring them back. So that's one theory, which is like, that's brilliant if she said no more mutants a long time ago. And then,
Yeah. Yeah.
which would be,
That's House of M. Yeah.
that's one theory that's going on out there. But I'm like, I kind of
Ooh.
I kind of like my theory of like the main universe just got destroyed, and so now we're left, we like, okay, I guess Doctor Strange landed in another similar universe, and now we have
Eh,
we get Wanda, we get Scarlet Witch back, we get Robert Downey Jr. back, we get all of our favorite people back, and then we also have Wolverine, Daniel Radcliffe, Wolverine. Just kidding. That's that's other. Go
I
ahead.
don't know. I saw some pictures and maybe,
He
dude. I
could,
don't
but he
know.
can do Weird Al. He can do that. What do you think about that?
No, I like that. Like the thing is with the Doctor Strange thing. Shit, what was I gonna say? Mandela effect. Yeah, yeah. We were talking about that.
Mandela effect, the universe getting destroyed.
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. The Prime Universe. Um, so if anything, that would explain Morbius more than anything else. Like that's not an MCU movie, or is it? I don't fucking know because we were talking about or you sent me an article about the release date. It's pushed back to April 1st, and I don't know what the fuck this universe this lives in because I was watching some trailer breakdowns on YouTube, and of course he's the Vulture's in it, who's an MCU villain,
Right.
Tom Holland MCU villain. He says, one of the, biggest quotes of the movie is, "I'm Venom." Venom is not in the MCU except for the time that he spent in Mexico during
Right.
uh, No Way Home. Uh, so how does he know both? And then they pointed out some other things. He walks by a poster of Spider-Man that says "murderer" on it, which would directly associate Spider-Man with the murder of Mysterio in the MCU.
Right.
But it's the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man that's on the picture. And they've got the Oscorp
And it's
from the Tom
produced.
Holland Spider-Mans in the background. Like you can either chalk it up to Sony that doesn't give a fuck and they're just gonna make a movie, which kinda is what I think, but at the same time, what, you're trying to make all this shit fit, Sony. Like you're trying to build your own universe. Get Just put some effort into it. Just give it some effort. We just want a
and
little effort.
and I was gonna say, you could say that, like, oh, they know that this universe is about to get all smashed together or something in Doctor Strange, but Morbius was supposed to be released a long time ago, like a long time ago. So it's
Right.
like
It was
it's
a year before
completely
before No Way Home. Yeah.
yeah. So it's really weird, really weird. Damn,
Kaz
look at this.
says,
Radcliffe plus vitamins equals good Wolverine. That's my favorite comment. In fact, you get a horn for that one. Yeah.
no, Bobby doesn't like the horn.
That was that's when she doesn't like me doing Bobby and doing the horn, because it's
Uh,
embarrassing to be called out like that with the loud horn. Right.
Moon Knight more interesting than the Batman. I kind of have to agree with that. Like,
Hey, I know you're shitting on the Batman because it's not Ben Affleck,
I'm,
but Raj, but I did hear that a whole bunch of English critics are completely like going nuts over, and there was I think it was a Hollywood Reporter article. Bunch of people in the UK are just going bonkers over this movie. And as Edward would say, absolutely bonkers over this movie. So I've heard it's really gritty and really, really good. And also, there's a part where they shine he's standing in front of the headlights of the Batmobile, and his costume sparkles. Just kidding. No, but
I was about to
I
start
was just
setting
kidding.
fires.
I was just kidding. No, but it's supposed to be really good according to all the critics and stuff. So it's making me even more excited. And yeah,
Well, like I kind of agree with Kaz though. Like I'm a little more excited for Moon Knight than I am for the Batman. I think the Batman's going to be good. Like I'm not saying that. I think it's going to be very good. But it's another Batman movie. I think this is one of DC's biggest failings, even comic book wise. Like they rely on their big heroes so much. Like that's kind of all you get. Um, and they have a large catalog of heroes and stuff like that and stories. And I want to see more Batman, but I'm more excited to see some like Moon Knight done right like that. That's really like that's probably the most excited thing,
it
or
looks
most
really
thing.
good.
Yeah, I'm excited for. Maybe besides Doctor Strange too.
Hey,
Comes out first, so I'm more excited right now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna ask Raj. Raj, hey, how is Oscar Isaac's English accent? I heard people making fun of him.
Oh,
He's, please,
Raj,
sir, can I have some more? How
you
what
won't talk
what?
like this over there, and you're scared of
His
everything.
conchu in me skivvies. What do you think of his accent? I'm just curious. If somebody told me that a lot of people were cracking jokes about it, and I'm like, was
Yeah,
it? How bad
and
was it?
no,
Because we're
it's.
from
I mean,
Texas, man. We're like, yeah, woo, yeah.
I used to be like, oh, yeah, I'm fucking Moon Knight, bitch. I'm gonna go ride my horse and shoot
Ding
some
ding dong.
outlaws.
That's right.
And
I'm excited.
but like at the same time, so that's one of his personalities. If you're not aware,
Mm.
Moon Knight has multiple personality disorder, or what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder nowadays. Um, it is definitely one of his personalities. It's not like it is in the comics. The one that in the trailer he's playing Stephen Grant.
Mm-hmm.
That's a billionaire playboy. Like that's the Bruce Wayne version of him in the comics. So they're definitely changing a lot of things. It looks like Mark Spector, his main character, is still going to be the mercenary badass guy. Because whenever he finds the hidden cell phone or something in the trailer, she's like, or I assume he's calling Marlena, and she's like, Mark, why haven't you called me? So, but this story, there's a backstory with that fucking tea. There's a huge backstory with that goddamn tea and that bowl-sized thing that
That
he's
is
drinking.
coffee, sir. I'm drinking an Americano. Thank you very much.
Well, either way,
I ran out of I couldn't find any of my big coffee cups. So I had to use this one.
you couldn't. That's not the big one.
No, this
That's not the big one.
This is the small coffee cup. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I wasn't that bothered by it. Like they changed the Stephen Grant character, but I knew that it would be an alternate personality. But going like,
Well, I can't sleep at night. Sometimes my dreams bother me.
and I'm not impersonating Edward there, guys. This is Moon Knight here.
And it bothers me when I can't sleep because I cannot find things like my Rubik's Cube and such.
That was pretty good.
Well, thank you.
You should be Moon Knight for Halloween.
Dude, I totally am gonna be Moon Knight for Halloween.
Dude. Yeah, I'm excited. And did you see they had the Moon Knight with the suit on, all like the blazer on also? Talking about fan service. They had
Mr. Knight.
Yeah.
Mr. Knight, yes. Yeah,
So
so Mr. Knight is a fairly new character. And he plays so everybody that says that Moon Knight is Marvel's Batman, like that's not really true. But since they brought in Mr. Knight, like that's more he's a straight up detective.
Mhm.
And he works with the cops and stuff like that. Like not superhero-y. I mean, of course, kind of superhero-y, but he's like he works with the cops and stuff like that, and he's a straight up detective character. Yeah, Mr. Knight is a pretty cool character. And there's I mean, what they could do, what they can do with it is going to be amazing. What they will do with it, we don't know. I don't think it's going to be bad by any means, but I think it could be a freaking amazing.
Dude, these guys are ripping all over Battinson. Sparkle Bats.
Sparkle bath. Every now and then I get a little bit sparkled and I want a damn Batman.
Every now and then
I'm not
I get a
look.
little-
I'm not against him. I'm again. I think it'll be good.
Turn
But
around.
dude, that song rocks so much.
I fucking need you more tonight.
Oh, tonight, and I need you more than ever. As long as I played
Key
that for my
change.
little girl, and she was just like, "Oh my god!"
So do you think we're gonna get these guys are cracking up over here? Do you think we're gonna get do you think we're gonna get a little Moon Knight action in Doctor Strange? Who do you think we're gonna see in Doctor Strange? That's the big question.
Okay, so I definitely think that so cameo wise or cameo, I do think that I think Hugh Jackman's going to show up.
You think?
Everybody wants it. Everybody wants it so bad. You've already got Professor X in there. They're recognizing those movies, and Professor X is amazing, but you can't recognize those movies without Wolverine. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, it'd be like saying, "All right, well, we'll show the Green Goblin to recognize the other Spider-Mans." Willem Dafoe's fucking awesome. He stole the show in the movie, but if you don't have Tobey Maguire in there, it doesn't matter. You know. So I think Hugh Jackman, it might be a tiny, tiny thing, but he's going to be in there. Fantastic Four wise, I've heard rumors that the original Reed Richards is going to play Reed Richards in the Illuminati. I don't see why not, honestly. But I've also heard that John Krasinski, who was in the audition for the part, like I don't think that who auditioned for the part is going to play Reed Richards as well. I think they're going with a bunch of variants. So if they do, but if they're not doing like fan service nostalgia stuff, it's going to be like this is what it could have been, and they're not going to be like I don't think they're going to put in John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, and then he's going to be the new Mr. Fantastic. You know what I mean?
Dude, Raj is absolutely right. Wolverine and Deadpool would blow the roof off of the multiverse, and those guys are really good buddies. Like they troll each other and stuff on social media. Like if they put those guys in there, it would be awesome. And I was wondering about like Magneto. Magneto's supposed to be Wanda's mom or dad. You know what I mean? It's like how are they going to do that? And like the she doesn't remember No More Mutants and all that. Like like maybe he was her dad and he's older. He's old. So like they bring him back. I really want to see Ian McKellen like as Magneto. Fassbender is also a badass Magneto, but that wouldn't work because you'd have Professor X would be super old and Fassbender would not be. So, but if you're dealing with a multiverse,
but if they're variants,
variants, exactly. You could.
There's
so
no there's no rules.
What? No. What if you had both? What if you had the other Professor X and, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you could. You straight up could.
Future past. Yeah, it's gonna be nutty, man. It's gonna be crazy.
And we've got Sam Raimi directing it. Like that's what makes me so excited for this movie. Like, he's a fantastic horror director. I love horror, but besides that, and supposedly this is a very dark movie, for Marvel Disney, but he knows how to play the game too, since he's already done Spider-Man and stuff like that too. So he knows what he can get away with. He's not gonna like have somebody come pushing him out of the way either. Because I think there's people like me who are like I'm seeing this shit because no, I'm seeing this because I'm a Marvel fanboy, but like Sam Raimi did it, I'm gonna go check it out. Like
you've had that gauntlet on your hand since way before the movies came
Yes. Oh
out.
yeah. I'm a Marvel fanboy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
people see.
like,
Do people see that and they're like, hey, "Oh, I guess you like to go to the movies," and you're like,
when I,
have you ever
literally
had
for
to tell
10
anybody
years,
like, "Bitch, I've had this thing for a long time"?
all the time, like for 10 years, I had to like people would be asking me like, "What are those dots on your hands? What are the dots? What do they mean? What do they mean?" I'm like, "Space, time, reality, power, mind, and soul. If you've got them all, you're a god." And blah, blah, like, and then once the movie came out, they're like, "Oh my god, is that the Infinity Gauntlet?" Like, and like yes, but I've had it like this, and they're like, "You got the colors wrong." And I'm like, "No, I didn't. These are the original comic book cover colors, dude." Like,
That's
so
hilarious. Well, it's a cool tattoo, man.
thank you, thank you.
Raj says Sam Raimi's tailor made for the Multiverse of Madness. Have you watched the
Mhm.
trailer to that movie?
Oh, several times.
I
Oh yeah.
watched it. I watched it today like 4 or 5 times in a row, and I kept rewinding and looking back at stuff, and it was crazy. There's one scene where somebody busts through, and I can't tell if it's Captain Marvel, and I started wondering if it was Spectrum or Monica Rambeau or if it's Miss Marvel. That's the.
So,
Go ahead.
no, I think that's and I'll confess I did watch some um YouTube videos where they did
They
the
talk
stop,
about it,
you know.
breakdowns and
Well,
stuff.
and they did the stop thing, but like that's it's Captain Marvel, but it's not Monica Rambeau, it's her mom Maria Rambeau, as if instead of if Captain Marvel or Carol Danvers had not gone on the mission and Maria Rambeau had gone on the mission, and in another universe, she's Captain Marvel. So I think that's what like I think it's going to be a lot of, and I still think one thing I was thinking about too, like I still think Nightmare might be involved in this. So I think that this and Moon Knight are going to cross over in a lot of ways, but not necessarily like a direct crossover, but idea wise and stuff like that, they're going to cross over in a lot of ways. And one of the big themes of that and the Doctor Strange movie, like when it starts, he's like, I keep having the same nightmare, you know. And the original villain for this movie that they thought was going to be Nightmare, um, he might not be the big bad in this movie, but they might be leading up to it some way. Like, and the same thing, Moon Knight dealing with insomnia and having nightmares and stuff like that. Like Nightmare, he's not a huge big bad, and he's the
Yeah.
Lord of the Dream Realm, you know, in Marvel Comics. You know, he's a big bad every once in a while, but Mephisto would kick his ass. But like
Do you
I
think we're
think that
gonna
there's
see
gonna, I think
Mephisto?
I do not,
You don't?
I don't,
Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna see Mephisto for a long,
yeah, I
long
don't think so
time.
either. Oh man, a lot of people think they're going to see Mephisto. You're not going to see Mephisto. They need to be able to release the movie in China. That's just so it's what I've heard. And apparently the government doesn't like ghosts and demons in China. So that's
Yeah.
always so. Anytime somebody says, "Oh, Mephisto," I'm like, "No, dude. You- I like the
And the
enthusiasm, but sorry, bro. They
Yeah, and he's basically the devil in the or in Marvel. So
yeah
like even over here, Christians aren't like, hey, let's get some fucking devil in here. Like, let's do
yeah."
this.
But in a Sam Raimi film, it's like, hey,
Now, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. Like,
get a
I could see Sam Raimi like
James
throwing a
Wan
peek at him.
Mephisto
Like,
movie. What
yeah.
do you think of that?
Oh,
What do you think of that? A James Wan Mephisto movie.
that that would fucking work. Like, yeah, he should. And here's so. Let me ask you this, Clint. Have you rewatched Eternals since it's been on Disney Plus?
I did, and I really enjoyed it.
So I've tried a couple times and I keep falling asleep. And it just and it's one of those things. It's like this is not a fucking terrible movie like everybody thought, and like I know I've said bad things about it, like, but and I still don't really like it. I don't like much of Phase 4 yet, but like this would like of all the Disney shows, this could have been a spectacular Disney series. Like this could have been a great Disney series.
Oh,
It
it
shows
would
them
have
going
been.
through time. You know, it goes shows them going through time and affecting human like life and events. This would have been the like a great Disney series, and they cram it into this 2.5 hour movie. and it's just not that. I mean, maybe it will be. I'll try to finish it, but I keep falling asleep, and it like the characters are good, like the actors are good, but like it's just too much all at once. And I know the characters, I know the Eternals. It's different, but I accept that. It should have been a series.
Yeah, they could have easily made it like a 4-hour, like chop it up into 40-minute episodes, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
that'd have been great.
and show them affecting more of human history. Doing like they did. That's how they did it in the comics. Like certain major human events were affected by Eternals, but whatever.
I really did enjoy that movie though. Going back and watching it again, I did. Now I will say I didn't like the ending. Patton Oswalt. That was probably some of the worst CGI I've ever seen.
God, that was terrible.
Yeah,
It was
it was
bad.
bad. Like it was real bad. I was actually embarrassed. I'm like, how did that slip through? Did they just throw this scene in at the last minute? That's what I thought. Maybe and that's probably what it was. They're like, you know what?
I think
Let's do
I
some
think I read
fan
something that they
service.
did.
Yeah, we'll
I
throw
think I
the.
read something that they did because it was originally supposed to end differently, like a way more darker.
Yeah, it was man. Darker would have
Ooh.
been good, but I saw too. That what I didn't notice before is there's a scene earlier in the movie where when they're getting married and Sprite is like, man, and she looks like pissed. And because you don't know about like if you don't know about the romance, like that she's got a crush on on Icarus, then you wouldn't even notice that. But yeah, like I heard that, and then after watch it again, you see her. She's like, everybody else is like looks happy, and she looks pissed. This is kind of funny. Let's look in the
And,
comments. See,
and
or what were you gonna say?
yeah, Bobby says. Well, no, Bobby says, "What about the reboot of Quantum Leap? I'm really looking forward to that if they do it right." I didn't even know that existed.
I
Quantum Leap
didn't
was one of the
either.
best freaking shows.
Quantum Leap was you are correct, dude. It was the best. Scott Bakula, man, he's the man. I'm also excited about the third, not just about Batman, but I'm also excited because the Picard season 2 season starts, and even though this new Star Trek's not the best, I still look forward to it.
Well, yeah, well, I haven't seen that one, Picard.
Patrick Stewart, dude, could wash his car, and I would watch him do it. He's awesome. Very well, clean the wheels, engage. I'm like, all right, let's watch this.
It just reminds me. I saw a clip of him on YouTube where he was like falling asleep, and he was like, "People thought I was falling asleep there, acting." Yeah, Quantum. I mean, and honestly, you know who I think should take Bakula's place
Who's that?
is Nathan Fillion.
Ooh, that would be good.
Like he's like the modern Scott Bakula. Like you can't really replace Scott Bakula, but
No, but you think make Nathan Fillion a
yeah, he's like that
Starfleet
great actor
captain?
that's in it, that he's in all this stuff, and like he's just a great actor, and like doesn't get enough work, and I don't know
He's just
why.
likable, dude. Everybody likes.
Or Thomas Jane. I'll always put Thomas Jane in anything.
Who's Thomas Jane? I don't even.
Well, not the original Punisher, but Punisher from the one with John Travolta.
Oh,
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out, Bobby. Good call, Bobby. Thank you so much. I'm gonna have to check that out. If they redo that, man, I'm gonna be so happy.
that guy. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, what's the video about? I'm excited now. Thanks for that. Have you watched anything this week, Curtis? Anything exciting?
Uh, I watched the Cuphead show, which is on Netflix, which is actually pretty good. It's a cartoon based on a video
Cupheads?
game.
Is it
Yeah,
good?
Cuphead. It's very good. Been rewatching Daredevil with wifey. And Mel asked way earlier if I'd watched Solar Opposites yet. I have not, because my wife wanted to watch it with me, and regular viewers to the show will know that will be a good 6 months from now. I will get to it, and it'll be on the list for a while, and we will actually get to it and watch it.
Dude, wives and girlfriends, dude, messing up the viewing. I gotta watch it with you. You gotta figure out how to do it in secret and then pretend like you didn't see it. You know, it's about spending quality time with your significant other, not about watching the show. So you just watch the show and then enjoy the time. When you watch the second time, you worry about the your significant other.
I wish I could do that, but I'm like my dad, and it always annoyed me when my dad would do it, but I'd be like, "Hey, oh, this is gonna be awesome coming up. Watch this. Okay, this is gonna be great. Do it." I don't want to do it, but I can't help myself. I'm like, shut up, Dad.
That's hilarious. Oh man, I saw the mayor of Kingstown this week, which I binge watched the whole show. Which is Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, and he plays a guy. He's like a middleman between the prisons and the TV and like the police, and it's a town that's got a whole bunch of prisons in it, and he's a middleman between the gangs and stuff. So it's crazy, and somebody will come to him like, "Hey, I have this thing. They're doing this to my boyfriend or this and that," and he'll go. He works with all of them. He's kind of a weird neutral situation. Sometimes there's bribery involved and it's weird stuff, but it's a pretty cool show.
Yeah, but that's on Paramount Plus yet?
Paramount Plus, yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah.
We're staying single for the silence when watching movies and TV, not the crippling one.
How crippling is it if you have Paramount Plus? Pretty crippling. What do you call? Yeah, I'm starting to like Paramount Plus. Before I was just liked it for the Star Trek, which there's not that much good Star Trek anymore. So it's like you watch, you're hopeful, and you watch, and then you're like, okay, well, sometimes you got to fight to get through it. But like 1883 is really good.
I've heard, yeah, that one.
It's
Is
Sam
that
Elliott.
Sam Elliott?
Yeah, Sam Elliott. It's a spinoff of the other that other show that I can't think of right now because I'm on the spot. And so I was pretty stoked. My mom wanted to watch it, and I was like, all right. I was over at my mom's, and Kevin Costner's got that other show that I can't think of the name right now because I'm crazy.
But Butt Nuggets.
I'll tell you right here.
Kevin Costner in Butt
starring
Nuggets.
in Yellowstone, only on whatever channel it's on. Yeah,
I've actually heard. Yeah, I've heard Yellowstone.
Yellowstone's supposed to be fantastic. I've only seen like one episode, but people go crazy for that show. This is a prequel to that. It's the same universe. So
okay.
They're about
on different streaming things.
I think so. The Yellowstone, I don't know where they started. They might be available on Paramount. I haven't looked, but this Yellowstone. They have another show now with a different ranch that's also on. I don't even know what channel it's on, but it's related to Yellowstone. And now they're about to do a multiverse with Yellowstone Multiverse, where they have Kevin Costner shows up and fights Sam Elliott. And Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell is a variant. I'm just kidding, but
and then Cad Bane rolls in.
Yeah.
And
what's interesting?
Is that right, Cad Bane?
Cad Bane, and then you also have. Man, am I having a stroke? Do I need to eat something? I can't think of Billy Bob Thornton, who was in Tombstone, and also in this show. So he's like a variant of the guy from Tombstone. It's a crazy world we're living in.
It's like I'm playing cards with my sister's kids. He was great. Man.
Exactly. Yo, he was great in that one.
Everybody was great in Tombstone. Let's just all bow down. Tombstone was fucking
coming
great.
With me.
Ain't no law around here, law dog. Ain't no law around here.
You ever want to do a movie wrap up on Tombstone, dude? I'm totally down. That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah. I'm down.
That's actually one that I've always wanted to do because I've never seen the Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner.
Me neither. I was about to say we need to do Tombstone versus Wyatt Earp because
Yeah.
they came out at the exact same time.
Yep. And I never saw the
Wyatt
other one.
Earp. No, me neither. And Wyatt Earp supposedly more historically accurate, but who fucking cares? It's versus Tombstone.
Exactly. That's what I always said. I was like, I'm not gonna watch that garbage. I just saw.
This was.
Yeah, I'll go watch Tombstone again. Amateurs. What do you think? I'm stupid? You think I'm gonna watch that other lame version? No way.
Like,
Oh.
yeah, exactly. Like, dude, we got to do that.
Hell yeah. Starring Sam Elliott's
Hero.
mustache.
If you don't put everything next, Raj, if everything is not your next word, you should think wisely.
That's right, mijo. Hell yeah. So, peacemaker, make it some peace. Why does it kill everybody?
Sam Elliott's mustache versus Tombstone. Ooh, that would be a badass matchup right there.
Excellent.
Honestly, like Young Guns versus Tombstone might be more appropriate. Like, but they didn't come out at the same time. They weren't the same. Like, the Wyatt Earp's not in Young Guns, but like Young Guns was such a badass movie. Like
fantastic movie. Young Guns
yeah.
was great.
Oh God. I mean, like, and again, it's probably not that historically accurate, but like, it was still so good.
Hey, do you think when we were talking about Multiverse of Madness earlier, do you think Chris Evans is going to show up as Human Torch?
I think it's possible. I think anything's possible.
Yeah.
However,
I mean, you did send me an article about the makeup guy.
I sent you something.
Well,
I sent you something.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Curtis sent me an article basically saying that there's a makeup guy on IMDb that was basically, it said Evans Human Torch makeup.
The headline was
guy.
Chris Evans is coming back for Multiverse of Madness, but he's not playing Captain America. Who will he play?
Well, of course not. He's retired. But yeah, I'm like, that would be some good fan service. That would be some old flashbacks of you bring him in, and then he's like, wait, what? He's not? That's hilarious, you know? That's almost as funny as the boner in WandaVision, Richard Boner.
Oh, Ralph Boner.
It's like, yeah, it's a Quicksilver, but it's not. But it is, but it's not. It's like, this is Captain America, but it's Human Torch, but it's Captain America, but it's Human Torch. Like, what is happening?
And that's and that's looking back now. That was like they've been building up that multiverse for a while now, and they've been doing it right because like they brought in Quicksilver or that other Quicksilver.
And dude, and Pietro, our brother, is supposed to be Kraven the Hunter. He got cast to play Kraven the Hunter in the Sony universe. So are they going to have that actor show up and be Wanda's brother is Kraven the Hunter now? So is he going to show up? Is he going to show up as Kraven the Hunter and then be like, hey, it's Pietro? He's, I'm Kraven. I'm not Pietro. I'm the greatest hunter in the world. Give me a serum and I'll go on a safari. Like, where's Spider-Man? But like that guy, like, I don't know. That's my impression. I wouldn't even. I don't know. It was real bad.
That's just a gruff. I'm a gruff American. However, yes. I'm Russian.
I am Russian. This is how Russian talk. Chris Evan Ralph Flamboyant? Oh boy.
I think flamboyant. I think even
Bonant.
Yeah, I got
you. See?
Ralph Boner. Oh, well played.
See what he did there? You see what?
Played.
We'll give you. We're not going to quite go air horn. We'll just give you a. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's but then again, that's a Sony verse, not a Marvel universe. But maybe we'll have Morbius pull him in. And what about Mobius?
Nope.
We can see some Mobius. Wow,
We damn well better. He's a fan favorite. They got to bring him
dude,
back.
he's awesome. And Sylvie,
And that
I want to see some more Sylvie. I loved Sylvie from Loki. In fact, I want to watch the whole show Loki again because that was a great show.
I actually, yeah, I was thinking about that recently. I need to rewatch that because if they don't have, if it's not a movie tie-in for this, like I don't know what else it could be a movie tie-in for. Otherwise, like it needs to be its own. Like that's a big, huge, major. Like Kang's gonna be the next. He's gonna be the next Thanos. You know, that's that's phase 4. You know, big bad. So
Do you
shit. I
think
mean,
Kang's gonna show up and be like, "Hey, quit messing up with my universes"? Uh,
well, I think he's gonna show up somehow. Like,
Come in and
what did
pee
they
pee
say
slap
his name
everybody and
was?
be like, "Hey, cut it out, everybody." Galactus is going to show up, or there's also there are rumors that people think that Iron Lad is going to show up.
Well, Iron Lad is King,
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm saying. But
like
that,
I
like,
could see, yeah, and I could see that. Like, so I think that's what I mean. Some version of Kang, because if you're not aware in the Marvel universe, Kang is everywhere. Kang is like, and not only that, he ends up being Franklin Richards, who is Sue Storm and
Raj, thanks for tuning in, homie. Have a good night, bud.
good evening. Have a good evening. Sue and Reed Richards' son. So he has direct relationship to the Illuminati and stuff like that. Um, I mean, there's going to be some Kang reference in here somewhere. I would almost guarantee it.
Let's see here. A martyr as son. Yes,
He is like herpes. He's everywhere. He's freaking everywhere.
he's forever.
Yeah, I think like he's like you'll read Marvel comics and it's like, oh my god, look at this character, blah blah blah, blah. And like literally like 5 or 6 of them turn out to be Kang at the end, and it's like because he controls time, so he just jumps in and becomes these major characters and like.
So, who do you think? What is an incredible character with your vast Marvel knowledge that you think would be cool that they would never bring into this, but that would be cool,
That they would never bring into the Marvel universe or to
or just
multiverse
like
of
in it,
Madness.
like we're definitely not going to see this person, or like, oh yeah, we got Wanda and Wanda and Strange screwing everything up, breaking the universe, or Wanda goes evil and goes nuts because she wants her kids back, or like who is somebody that would, because they're like Wanda's supposed to be one of the
Okay.
most super overpowered people there,
Yes.
and Strange is also pretty awesome. Who is somebody that you would think would be awesome that would be like able to put Wanda in her place? No problem.
Oh. Well, that's a good question. I mean, Doom would, but they're not going to bring him in like that. Um, so here's one of the articles I sent you. It really wasn't a good article, but one of the people that they were saying might show up, which that will not show up. It's
You're
not
calling
going to
BS?
happen. I'm calling it. Uh, and if it does, I don't know. We can make some kind of bet. I don't know, but is Man Thing. So and here's what's great. Like as much as DC and Marvel were at each other's throats, you know, in the 70s and 80s and stuff like that, whenever Marvel was coming up strong, uh, very many of the writers and artists and stuff like that, they were just some dudes living in apartments in New York, and they were roommates together.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, these characters evolved from them talking to one another, and like they'd be like, well, what if this happened? What if that happened? Blah, blah, blah. And they would create these characters in tandem. So it wasn't like it necessarily was a copying thing. They would both bring their versions to the comic book companies. So DC created Swamp Thing, Marvel created Man Thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Man Thing controls the nexus of the universes in the swamp. It's either in the Everglades or in Louisiana. I can't remember, but it, in the swamp somewhere in America, Man Thing controls the nexus of the universes. So he was originally written as a horror comic and stuff like that. They could bring him in, but they're not going to. And so he could potentially stop Wanda because he has control of the Nexus universes of the universes. And even America Chavez, he could shut her down. Who America Chavez is in the trailer. If you haven't seen America Chavez, is a fairly new Marvel character who can create portals to other multiverses and can physically go to other universes.
Oh shit!
So
James says, "Man Thing is coming."
dude, you got to tell me, James, if you really believe that. You can't throw that out there. Like I can't imagine they're gonna bring him in.
um. So I've heard different things. Like I've heard Nexus level being means you got like one Wanda that exists
Mhm.
in all of the universes. There's not
Right.
multiple Wandas. And then I've heard other
She's
people.
gonna be about the same every universe. She's gonna be like her storyline's gonna be about the same in every single universe.
So there's not multiple Wandas that could fight each other, or are there?
But okay. So in the comics,
Because my understanding was that there was one Wanda and who can exist in different dimensions. You know what I mean?
So yeah, so in the comics, it's more like your consciousness jumps to that other being, and it's not that different. Like if
Right.
you're Clint Baker, and the multiverse is split, and you jump to a new multiverse, your consciousness transfers. You get a couple new memories, you lose a couple, but pretty much it's about the same. You know, you get
Okay.
your powers. You are the badass. You keep that, and that's what a Nexus level being is. However, it looks like in the preview or the trailer, that's not necessarily the case because you show one Wanda walking up on another Wanda and they're going to throw down maybe or maybe not. I don't know. But it shows, two Wandas at the same time. So
One
it might not be the same thing in in the MCU. Um so a Nexus level being in the Marvel universe, the comic book Marvel universe is like you're the same. Like your destiny is going to kind of go its way, and everybody revolves around you. You know, there's a few of them. But the Nexus of the universes is where they all come together, and like things can cross over. And this is in the comics, and
Right.
Man Thing controls that. So and his touch brings fear. I just like it'd be perfect to introduce him. I just don't think they're gonna. And
So,
James, you have to tell me if you were being serious or not.
James, do you know something, James? What are you knowing here? Yeah. Interesting. Man Thing. So that's your choice. Like that. Who would you want to see come in that you think
Who
will
would I
never?
want to see?
Yeah.
That I think is who would I want to see? That I kind of want to see. I would love to see Man Thing come in. However, it's not going to happen. But who would I want to see that? uh, I don't know. With this movie, like that's a big question. God, you could bring in like I really want them to set up the Midnight Suns. Somebody said that earlier in the chat. I really hope they are setting up the Midnight Suns. I want them to set up the Midnight Suns. They don't need the Night Stalkers, which was basically Blade Trinity. They don't need that. But there I think that Blade will probably be in this movie in some small cameo.
I think so. To him and the Black Knight.
Yeah, I just hate the Black Knight so much. I just hate him so much. Like,
I think I'm
I
just saying
just,
because they ran into each other
I
at
agree.
the end of
Yeah,
Eternal, so it wouldn't surprise me if they showed up.
and he has like dark powers and stuff, and like they could set up Ghost Rider here. I think the Ghost Rider would start out better as a show, um, and then transition into a movie. Whoever they pick for it, if they pick Norman Reedus or not, I think that that would be awesome. But I think it'll start like if they transition that into a show, it'll be great.
There was
Um,
talks of the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider showing up.
I hope not. I
It would be
really hope not.
awesome. Are you kidding?
I don't want I don't want Nicolas Cage anywhere near my Marvel. Just don't do it.
Oh, it's funny. Oh
But
boy.
I mean, with this one, like they could bring in some, like they could like that's the thing with this one they could bring in like hyper power. Like I honestly, okay, the Sentry. Like I want them to like they can do anything with this movie. I want them to bring in the Sentry. The Sentry is like Superman times a bazillion in the Marvel comics, and if they brought him in just a little piece.
Look at this. Remember the glowing vines in Agatha Harkness's basement? Man Thing under control? That was theorized.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hey, James, why don't you either shut up or put up?
Oh.
That's good, though. I like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
You lie.
Uh,
Yeah.
Sentry, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they bring in the Sentry, God, that changes that flips the script entirely on Marvel. Like, fuck this multiverse or whatever. Sentry can just destroy it all. Like, they're not going to do that, but it would be awesome. It's great. It's a great storyline. What if Superman was crazy? Hey, I'm an all powerful being basically on your world, and I'm bonkers as shit. Like, and it's such a great storyline in the comics. They have to bring it in at some point. Um,
That would be interesting.
yes, like that, and then this is the movie. Just a hint at it, like that guy James says, prime the audience.
Let's see here. Unable to get on the stream tonight. He's not going to be coming on tonight.
Who?
Remember Brightburn?
Heck yeah, that was a great movie. God, that was a great. And that,
I didn't
like,
see that. Was it good?
yeah, it was like, so what if your kid was born with, or like, so
Evil
basically,
Psycho
what it, like the,
Superman, basically.
yeah, it was like, yeah. So what if your kid realized you had superpowers at that age? Um, it wasn't like that in the Century Comics. He was given a drug and stuff like that, but he was an all powerful being. So he's like, I'm, and, Superman's like, I can protect these people. Blah, blah. And at a certain point, you're like, these people are fucking cockroaches. They're still killing each
Yeah.
other. Like look, like, if you've read The Authority, like they did a good analogy of that too. The Authority, who made that? Was that DC? I think it was or Wild Horse, but it was like basically the adventures like getting into Earth stuff, going like just stop, like they go into some like war that's going on. And they're like, okay, put your guns down and go back home, or you're all gonna die. And it's like, okay, they do because they're gonna get killed, and it was like, but you have these superpowered beings controlling everything that you're doing, but it does make things better. So where's the point? Where's the line? Wildstorm, yeah, not Wild Horse. Yes,
Wildstorm.
thank you, James.
Who do you think's going to make up the Illuminati?
So they're not going to have. Okay, that's good. There's going to be a Reed Richards in there. I'm not. There has to be. He's the smartest man on earth. He makes Tony Stark look like an idiot. There's going to be a Black Panther version. I think that's where they're going to introduce the new Black Panther variant, which will eventually take the mantle since Chadwick Boseman died. rest in peace. Um,
Well, they said Shuri was the smartest person in the MCU. Somebody said
yeah.
that.
Reed Richards is always. I mean,
I said
goes
the
back and forth.
MCU. Yeah.
Oh, and the maybe for yes, right
Yeah.
now yes, Shuri is yes. Uh, and Shuri is a Black Panther in the comics.
Yep.
So it'll probably be some female version of Black version or Shuri version of Black Panther. They're not going to bring Black Bolt in. He's an Inhuman.
Why wouldn't they
That
bring
went
Black Bolt
terribly
in?
because he was an Inhuman, and that
There's
went terribly.
there's people that are saying that they're going to bring the actor that was in the TV show in
Maybe.
just
I mean,
to give
maybe.
James
I'm
an ice
not.
cream headache. They're going to do it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm some fucking guy speculating.
Which
He
looked cool. He didn't say anything, and he was just the whole time. But like but he looked like a super. Like some people look like a comic book character.
yes.
He looks like a comic book character.
So they could do that, but so they've just acknowledged the Netflix good TV shows. I don't think they're gonna go back and acknowledge the shitty Inhumans show. I'm not maybe, or they might recast him, but like,
they're like, you're the only
but
one you're the only one we're gonna.
yeah, just.
But it is a multiverse of madness. It's like
It is.
It's like,
It
hey,
is.
he's from a really shitty universe. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. What if Marvel Universe sucked? Like you're from that universe.
yeah.
But they're gonna have an Iron. They have to have an Iron Man. Okay, and so if that's gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be Tom Cruise. Part of that is me. I hope it's not Tom Cruise. I don't know if they're gonna bring the original Iron Man back or not. They might do the Tom Cruise thing. They're gonna have to spend so much money for that 15-minute scene or something. But
For Tom Cruise?
yeah.
Why?
I mean, because he's not going to be the new Iron Man. They're already like breeding new other Iron Man for the.
Oh, dude, they could have him in. They could have him come over and stand in front of that screen right there, and be like, blah 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 blah, and then they put his face on a CGI suit. They don't. That's what I mean. Like that's easy. They just send a crew to his house, and like in 2 hours could knock his stuff out. Like they don't have to do a whole bunch of crazy stuff because
and then they paying $15 million for that.
Yeah, whatever they like, and he probably was able to do that on as a favor on the set of Mission Impossible. Or
shut your mouth when you're talking to me. No, stop it.
Easy.
It's not gonna happen.
Easy peasy, dude. That's easy. Even like Peacemaker at the end of Peacemaker. You weren't here last week when we were talking about it, but James Gunn ended up using Marvel crew to film the cameos with the Justice League at the end of Peacemaker. That was done with his Guardians of the Galaxy crew as a favor. Wow. So which is cool. I was like, of course, he's a boss of both. Cool. He's doing both projects. But dude, like, I guarantee you, they're only going to have a couple of lines and have him like his helmet off for just a second, say a few things, and then he's gonna fly off. There's so many people in this movie, they don't have time to make him part of this, like the real story line. He's just gonna be flying around, have a quick cameo part, and then it's easy. After that, it's all CG, and they just do some ADR and record his voice for whatever lines he has. I bet you can do that in an hour. Like, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, he might be. I'm not saying he's not going to be in it, but so we got Iron Man, we got Black Panther, We've got. I think that the Baron Mordo
I
that
know
they show in
that.
the trailer that they show in the trailer is the Doctor Strange version of that universe. So instead of Doctor Strange, they've got Baron Mordo. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Um, Black Panther. Did I ever say Black Panther? Um, Black Bolt. They're not gonna. I don't. They're not gonna have Black Bolt. I just don't. I can't imagine it.
I want them to just to laugh about it.
Everybody's gonna be like, I gotta go back and watch this show now. And then Marvel's gonna be like, oh my god, oh god, no, please, why,
Please don't.
But
Man, I hope Cloak and Dagger shows up.
I want actually want to watch that. Was a good comic. I wish I would. I want to go back and watch that. But everything tells me I shouldn't.
All the shows did the Runaways, the Cloak and Dagger. That was like pretty haphazard. Gifted was good.
What's interesting is so they're bringing the Illuminati in, okay? And they were the ones that said there are rumors that they're going to do a World War Hulk comic or show or movie or I don't know. The Illuminati is the one that said we got to get Hulk out of here. He's done. We got to let's send him to another planet. And so the events that happened in Thor Ragnarok happened before World War Hulk. So that's already happened. So they got to figure out some other way. But Hulk was sent away, and he comes back, and just World War Hulk. So it's so amazing. So the Black Bolt, now that we're talking about him, he lives on the moon, and his power is he has the strongest voice in the world. He can sonically kill you, okay, with his voice. So he never speaks. And so he lives on the moon where the atmosphere is so, light, not dense, that, if he says something, it's not, whatever. And so when the Hulk comes back to our planet and he's coming to Breck Shop on Earth, he meets Black Bolt on the moon, and Black Bolt's sitting there, and he says, Hulk's like, blah blah blah, y'all sent me away, this and that and the other, blah blah. And Black Bolt just whispers, and he goes, "Go." And then it blows Hulk back on the moon, and Hulk's like, ah, on the moon, like flying away. And then Hulk goes, I heard that just a whisper could kill somebody, blah 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 blah. And then he says, I didn't come to hear you whisper. And then it cuts to the next frame is Hulk jumping. He's like getting ready to smash. He's like, I came to hear you scream. And he shows up on Earth holding Black Bolt's body, beaten to a pulp. And it's
shit.
like, oh shit. Like it's going down. Like it's going like, and it was just badass from there on out. Like, so if they actually do that right, it would be amazing.
Yeah. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's
that
so
was awesome
badass.
Just hearing you tell me about it. Yeah, there's a scoop about a Hulk versus Wolverine movie.
That would be fucking good.
Yeah.
Because that's where Wolverine first appeared in Hulk.
Wendigo.
Yep.
And
like it was and
I used to
there's
have
a bunch
that
of
comic.
there's
I had a
some
reissue of that.
Dude,
it was a reissue. Awesome. It wasn't an OG.
Oh wow. But still, the reissue is probably worth something that is.
It's probably in a drawer somewhere. Yeah, that was awesome.
But well, and at the same time, there's like some good what ifs, like what if Wolverine had actually killed the Hulk and stuff like that. Like there's some like I'm so glad they did What If as a show. Like that's like those are some of my favorite comics. Period. Like
how did you feel about the What If cartoon animated series?
I liked it, but at the same time, like, so they changed the rules in their own, like, so in Loki, it follows the comic book rules, where if you're not in your own universe, the Infinity Stones don't mean anything. Like the Infinity Stones from your universe will make you super powerful, but if you're not in your own universe, it's just like they were saying, they're paperweights or they're nothing. They're just some rocks. But in What If, Ultron goes like just crashing through universe to universe with these Infinity Stones, and it's like so I don't know how to feel about it. Like is it canon or not, or is there, like, they
Yeah,
need to explain it, because like he just has these fucking Infinity Stone powers that don't like, and
like
he's
they
beating up the
shouldn't work.
Watcher,
Yeah,
and yeah, exactly, yeah. So
I didn't think about that.
I enjoyed it overall, but like, yeah, like that's the main thing, is like that's not like, you're breaking your own continuity here, which Marvel doesn't do. Well, they do, but then they go back and fix it. Um, and like yeah, that kind of bugged me a little bit. But
Speaking of,
overall, I can't wait for season. I think they could have done more with it, like do some more crazy stuff. But you know, they're going with the movies, so it's fine.
speaking of what ifs, have you ever heard the story of Henry Tandy? Do you know who that is? He
Nope.
was a soldier in World War One, and I read this. I
Uh,
was reading about it earlier today, and where he was the most highly decorated British private in the First World War, and apparently, at one point he was out, and the Germans were retreating, and he had one guy who was injured that was walking towards him and was kind of like disoriented and was coming towards him, and he was ready to shoot, and like, and the guy was coming towards him, and he realized the guy was unarmed and was injured, and he's like, I'll kill people if we're fighting it out, but if you're unarmed and you're injured, I'm not gonna
yeah.
do it. So he didn't shoot it, and they ended up retreating, and later uh, he became he was really highly decorated, and later on the somebody contacted him. It had been and the story is that it was Adolf Hitler was the injured German soldier, and if he'd have killed that guy, it wouldn't have been the
Oh,
World War II wouldn't have happened the way it did. And later, Hitler saw a picture of him and was like, "That's the guy. That's the guy that did that spared me." And told he was like, "Contact him." This was before World War II, but it
yeah.
like, and was like, "Hey, tell him." And so the I think I don't remember if it was like a general or a prime minister ended up going and contacting this soldier and told him, and so then later, so for years, and there's a lot of people that wonder if that's a true story or not. You know what I mean? But there's
Mhm.
like this guy, he said, man, I would trade 10 years of my life for 5 minutes of clairvoyance to have been able to go back and like and been
Yeah,
able to have
for
ended that,
sure.
which is crazy. But like, I was like, dude, that is crazy. Like, I started trying to Google like guilt and things associated with his name to see if there was like him as in, because he lived for a long time, to see if there was like any stories about him talking where it was like, you know, being an older man and having guilt, like, you know, what if I had
I
gotten
could have
him,
killed
like I could
Hitler.
have saved,
Like,
you know,
there's whole movies written about this. Like, what if you could go back and kill Hitler? Like,
yeah,
and he had the chance.
6 million lives, you know what I mean, like uh that I could have saved if I'd have just done that. But then at the same time, there's people that were like, really, they wrote books about him because he was a really like he was a hero, and like, you don't want the poor guy to feel that way. He was a hero, super
No.
decorated, and did a lot of amazing, brave things, and you don't want that guy to feel that way. He was just being a compassionate human being at
And
the time, you know.
you don't want you don't want any soldier in war killing an unarmed, person. Like,
Yeah,
that's
of
the thing.
course.
Like, that that's what I mean. A lot of these guys, they go do their job. Like, that's their job, is to go fight, and like that's it. And they don't agree with the don't agree with the government. Like, half the time when countries are fighting, it's like not the people versus the people, it's the governments versus the governments, and it's their job to fight. And we don't want, you know we don't want a Hitler, but
Yeah,
like, we don't want, like, just, oh, there's an unarmed guy who's injured, let's just fucking shoot him. We don't want that either. These are still humans, like, they're
yeah,
still people.
Ki-
And for every Hitler that lived, there's a bunch of people that lived and made life great for their families and their friends. So we don't, you can't blame that guy at all, like, for being a fucking human being.
yeah. Kaz was like, "What are you talking about, the Mandela effect again, Clint? Like, wait, that'll be the butterfly effect." Yeah, I just read that, and I was like, I didn't mean to go off on a weird history thing, but I just read that today, and I was like, dude, that is crazy. Like, it seemed like a crazy story. Like, Just because
Yeah.
I
I
was
mean, hey,
picturing like a little old man sitting in his house by himself, pondering the universe, thinking about like what ifs.
but
You know what I mean?
personally, yeah. Personally, yeah. Like if you thought you could have killed Hitler, like that would have tortured you your whole life. You know, I
Hmm.
mean, like poor dude. Like,
Yeah, he did the right thing to the wrong guy.
yeah.
Um,
Yes. Very well said. Very well said.
Reese has got some stuff. What if Spider-Man was the Punisher? And then Reese also said they didn't break the continuity since the TVA exists outside of the space and time.
Right. TVA. You're exactly right. TVA does exist outside space and time, but even in Marvel, that's what I'm saying. Even in so they didn't in the MCU. You're right, Reese. Uh, but in the comics, if you had like if I go to another universe and grab their Infinity Stones, it doesn't work in mine. They're just rocks. Like so, where what are they going for here? So I guess Infinity Stones
Does
because
that
because in the original Endgame, in Endgame they had to go back in time to their universe and pull the stones from their universe to use to beat Thanos in Endgame. And so, are they saying that any Infinity Stones will work in the MCU? Because it is a different universe, but like even in Marvel Comics, like you can't your the Infinity Stones are bound to your universe.
crazy?
A little bit.
New comments. Uh, let's see here. The world economy would be entirely different because of how much the Nazis seized in World War II. Yeah, dude, it would affect everything. Everything.
So
Magneto
what's
might.
amazing is, go ahead.
No, I wasn't going to say anything that I should be saying. I was talking about Magneto in World War
What
II.
what
Talking about fiction
no
and history together probably isn't appropriate. So I'm glad I didn't say anything stupid. Go ahead.
no what's amazing is teaching eighth graders because so they have learned Texas history, world history, American history. And it's not until, in like high school level where they hit the real shit of World War I, World War II, and stuff like that.
Right.
They like, so I didn't go to work today. Today was my son's birthday. We were going to do a bunch of stuff, but he was sick. Um, but yeah, yesterday they were like, "What?" So like, "What? Oh, what's a Ukraine and stuff like that?" And then, like, I didn't go into a lot of it or this or that, like, but like, like what they don't understand about that. Like some were literally asking me what a nuke is.
Oh
Like,
wow.
what is it? Yeah, like, and so, like I'm a math teacher, but I was a physics major. Um, they they don't like I have a nuke lesson every year, and some of them missed it. Or
I'm
just were sitting around and didn't
laughing at
care.
this. What if Curtis went to work today?
I'd probably be asleep right now.
Okay. Keep going, dude. I didn't
But
mean to interrupt you with that stupid, amazing comment. Ugh.
but at the same time, like these kids, like, and I'm like, so in World War II, y'all know what happened, and like they don't know what happened. Like they don't under like it's kind of amazing and good that they don't understand how horrible humanity can be or has been, and at the same time, uh, this has been Black History Month. Like a lot of them don't understand how horrible life has been for a lot of
Yeah.
African American. Like how horrible it has been. Um, they don't. They haven't studied the harsh stuff yet. They haven't gotten to where like, hey, okay, we're not going to sugarcoat it anymore. People are fucking awful. Like, and so trying to teach to that, which isn't my job. I'm a math teacher, but like they know, like I'm not gonna like at the same time, they're in 8th grade. You're about to, like in 3 or 4 years, these kids are going to be adults, like legally adults. In Texas, at 17, you're legally an adult. And like, I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm not going to like,
So you let them,
yeah,
you just let them know the real
yeah,
deal.
I try to. I mean, I'm not trying to get fired either, but like at the same time, like I don't like other teachers will be like, oh well, like you can leave your stuff here and we can take care. Like no, in 3 or 4 years, you're gonna be working a job. You're gonna be like, you got to get ready for this. Like, and if you're not, like, hey, I don't know what to do with you. Like I'm not. I'm the cool teacher, but at the same time, I'm the fucking cool. Like I'm you do what you want to do. If you want to fail, hey, fail your ass off. Go for it, buddy. Like I don't care. Like the world will always need garbage men, and it's tough. Like tough trying to tell these kids like stuff like this and relate it to like what they're going through, and they literally have no concept of this kind of stuff. Like they don't. The world has been straight up sugarcoated, and everything is wonderful. Everything is nice. Like they don't have any concept of anything. It's kind of amazing.
What's weird is like I was thinking about it, is like you have modern like atrocities and stuff like
Of course.
like World War II, and then everything and like that happened with that. You have slavery and you have other things and also other terrible natural things like diseases
Yeah.
and things. But like I was thinking like people now like trying to be careful, tread lightly. Like like in the past, I feel like the history's been forgotten, so people don't know. Like, and it's like the reality is human beings are terrible and do terrible things,
Yeah.
and it's like you can
It's not that if it's been
I'm
forgotten. It's
trying.
been literally
I'm trying to give
sugar-coated, man.
examples
And like
without. I'm trying to give examples without saying something that would get me like in trouble, like canceled,
well,
even though I'm not. Like for instance, there are people will talk about slavery
mhm,
in the early United States and things times, and then but like you go back thousands of years, there's slavery
mhm,
ancient Egypt, there's slavery in all different parts of the world, and also you talk about like for instance here's a good one where people talk about like Europeans coming over and taking over the Native American lands and tribes and stuff,
mhm,
but also if you went back 5,000 years and all through you got like Germanic tribes taking over other people.
mhm,
You've got other people constantly conquering. You got Attila the Hun. You got all these different things. That like you can bring up like, hey, in 1492 this happened. Be like, yeah, but that also happened 500 years before that, and 500 years before that, and 500 years before that, and I'm not saying you should or shouldn't condemn Christopher Columbus if you feel like doing that, but I'm just saying let's not pretend that we're not terrible creatures that do terrible things. If you look at the span of history, it's just that you only remember this one. You don't remember the other thing that happened. You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
it's really weird when if you. Am I making sense? I'm not trying to
Absolutely. No,
I'm not trying to
no.
trivialize any modern complaint on the terribleness of humanity at all for any race or any uh,
But
ethnicity or
but
anything at all. I'm just saying, like, if you look at the span of history, humans are just fucking terrible, and
well, yes.
that you're looking at that one case and be like, hey, you know. Um, it's like no, that's a thing. Humans just kind of suck, guys. Go ahead,
Yeah.
and are also beautiful and
No.
amazing. There's two things, but anyway, go ahead.
What? No, that. So that's the thing. Is that so? I heard a quote. I wish I could tell you who said it, but history is the one course that you have to basically completely retake in college because so much has been sugarcoated. Um, and here's the deal. I even tell my students like when I learned, you know, I live in Texas. We have a lot of things that are sugar coated. and there is very much revisionist history going on here. Um, when I learned about manifest destiny, like it was a spectacularly good thing. Like it was our job. It was manifest destiny. It was our job to go from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast of America, and whatever got in the way, like it didn't matter. Who cared? There were like whole groups of people in the way, but we didn't care. And like learning about it was like this is like it was like a cheering thing. Like we fucking did it, yeah, manifest destiny. And then you realize that we basically like subjugated and eradicated like groups and groups of people to do that. And yes, you're right. That's part like that's what humans have done their entire existence. But um at the same time in Texas they're trying to they apparently passed something where they can't call it the slave trade anymore. They call it the triangle trade. And they want to pass something where it's called uh something like unpaid migrant workers instead of slaves. Like unpaid
Just to
migrant
sugarcoat the
workers.
history?
Yes. And all this stuff like that. And like you realize it's like this is not there you can't the famous quote is that history is doomed to repeat itself, or if you don't learn from history, it's doomed to repeat
Yeah.
itself. And again, I wish I could name the guy. I can't. But like that's the thing. If you don't learn the bad stuff, like I'm not saying little kids should learn the fucking bad stuff. Like that they shouldn't learn that humans are evil until they have to.
Yeah,
But
that's a good way to
I
put
mean,
it.
you know, but and I honestly remember like my mom telling me at some age, I don't remember what age, but like, monsters don't exist. Humans are the real monsters. Like I was going to bed and she was like, you don't have to be afraid of monsters. Like humans are the real monsters. And it's true. But like I don't want my kids to learn that too early, but the earlier the better, sadly, because that's the thing is that like yes, human like we're still doing it. We're still doing it. Like 2000 years later, 3000 years later, however like we're still just going and picking on the weak guy. Hey, you're the weak guy? Yeah, you know what? Guess what? We're coming after you. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's definitely nuts. And I was thinking too, like, and I've had this conversation before streaming, but it's probably been a while. But where I was thinking about how like you've got well, when I hear like I daydream a lot, cover my head's in the clouds all the time, and you hear about veterans and stuff that are having a hard time dealing with the stuff they're exposed to when they're younger. You know what I mean? And it haunts them for the rest of their
Right.
life. I have close family and stuff that deal with trouble and things and nightmares and all kinds of stuff. And and then I watched like Sparta movie or something. And I thought about it. I'm like, dude, these guys back in the day are like killing each other with their bare hands and rocks. And not that modern warfare doesn't come down to that, but I'm like, but they didn't have rifles and things to distance people. So it's like, so I'm like, dude, everyone must have had, and also just having a random burglar and you got to beat him with a stick or a rock or a sword. I'm like, that's a
Mhm.
completely different kind of personal
Yeah.
trauma to be experiencing as opposed to shooting somebody far away with a shotgun or pistol or something. That's like it's what I'm saying. I was like, that's way
Absolutely.
having a like not having phones and having people come over just raid your land and like all of a sudden you could be sleeping in the dark before electricity and all of a sudden a handful of people show up and just kill your whole you know what I mean, like whole family and with their bare hands or swords or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like that's wild. That's like you see this stuff in movies, but I never like I started thinking about like that is a lot different. Like picture taking a bowling ball and having to use that as your weapon or whatever, and it's like that's a different kind of trauma. I'm like, I'm glad, and you know a lot of this stuff I was thinking about because this guy was like was like, oh, I couldn't do it, man. I could not bring a kid into this world in this day and age, and he was like he was bitching about how screwed up the world is, and I'm like, this day and age,
Have you not
like we're
studied
just
human history?
yeah,
Like,
I was like, did like we're so screwed up, you know, like you know, cause I'm like, dude, you need to go find a safe space and and cry because
yeah, you
like
probably shouldn't reproduce, dude.
you
Just you're
shouldn't.
good. You're
Yes,
good.
this guy. It pissed me off though because I started thinking about. I was like, dude, you got like the bubonic plague. You've got you know, and I've done this rant before, but it's you've got your town being raided by natives, you
Yeah,
know, you know, and then you've got your village being raided by conquerors, and then you know, for the
yeah,
other side of the coin, you having to fight bears, hunt for food. I was like the bubonic plague, and I said, dude. I chewed him out. I was like, dude, just Amazon Prime alone is a good reason to be born in this day, alive in this day and age. I was like, you get out of here, dude. Like, you need you have no idea how crazy it used to be. We're all fat because we've got too
yeah,
much food, and we can go to the corner store or order a pizza, and you know it's like people actually had to grow things to eat to eat them, or go
yeah.
hunt, or go kill somebody and take their food. Like that was an
Yeah.
option if you're starving to death. And like now, like really, I don't know, it just blew my mind. What a
Well,
weird
and
conversation we're having
I,
here. But go ahead.
I no, I've done. I no, I've gone on the same rant. I'm telling you right now. Look, people, if you're a good person, have some fucking kids. Have damn children, and you raise them right. Like there are so many shitty people in the world having children. They don't care. They don't think about it. They got kids and they crap them out. Like have good children. We need good children. Like, and we need them raised right. Just do it. Like it's not. You're thinking, oh, well, it's going to be a terrible life for them. They're going to be the leaders of this world. Okay, you ain't got to worry about it. Like the competition is nil. I promise you. Like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like right now, like if you can raise your kids right, like we need that in the world. We need good people. We need good like just come on and bring it. Like the world needs good people. Make them and raise them, and we'll be fine.
I was reading this. It's called Internships, Curtis. Tribal trade sounds even more offensive. Agreed. Let's see here. Apocalypto. That's right. Beating people to death. Gladiator. Exactly. Um, I'm super nice and smart, but I have but I have medical issues I can't afford to pass down. Well, that's
That's influence somebody, baby.
yeah.
Like that, I've always said like I've got plenty of people who have my blood, and I wish didn't. Like I love my family, but there are plenty of people that have my blood and my DNA that are not great people. At the same time, if I can spread my ideas and like spread what I care about and what is really good about the world, then that's family to me. Like
Yeah, man. You,
mm,
you can always adopt.
I've already done the ancestry. Me and Clint are related way, 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 way back. Maybe, but you know, it doesn't matter. Like we're on the same page. We're friends, and like that. He's family to me. Doesn't matter,
Yeah, man.
So if you can spread yourself, like that's it doesn't matter about all that other stuff either. Like if you can influence somebody, do it.
Yeah, spread it like gonorrhea, Curtis. That's what James says. Spread the love. Sorry to mean to bum you guys out. You
Never
didn't
had
bum us out at
gonorrhea.
all, dude. Uh, medical issues or
No,
medical
not at
issues,
all. Not a
whatever,
bit.
man. What we're saying
Yeah,
is,
buddy.
yeah, go.
No, you're not bumming anybody out. That's what I mean. Like you can be an inspiration to anybody. Like
Mm-hmm.
As
Yeah.
much kids think that, oh, this guy's a fucking loser. Like there's some kids who are like, this guy's fucking cool. Like it's amazing what kids think. They're stupid. like, like, I mean,
Curtis was
as
fired
a
for
te-
saying kids are stupid on the air on the
no,
internet.
but I'm just like they you know. I mean, I'm a teacher. Like there's you know some of them think I'm pretty fucking cool.
You
So
are pretty cool,
good.
Curtis.
Oh well, thank you.
Let's see, man. We just went off the. I like when we do that.
That's all right, man. I mean, this is important stuff, like.
Yeah. I just.
But yeah, humans have always sucked.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Boom.
That and it's interesting. There's been a study where there is not a significant portion of human history where there has not been major war occurring, like major super war occurring. There's no point in human history where there has not been major human where we've not been trying to kill one another. Even during like the Pax Romana and stuff like that, like other countries were like massively at war, and like we want the civilization, we want it all, but the first form of government is might makes right, and that some people will never get away from that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And it's what's even crazier is that it's usually the governments, not the people that are fighting. Most of the time.
Yes, no,
Most of
that's
the time,
absolutely true.
it's usually some dickhead.
And yeah, that's what I was telling my kids. I was like, they're like, and because they were asking like how long could it go on and blah 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 and this and that and at school, like that's the thing too, like being a teacher at school, like these kids ask these questions and you're like, I want to teach y'all math, like like, but at the same time, like these are fucking, they're like I said, they're gonna be growing up in 3 or 4 years, like
Yeah.
so you got to kind of talk real to them, like it's a very precarious, slippery slope, but it's but I'm like I was like, it might be over tomorrow, it might be like, but Afghanistan, it was like 20 years, like we know what happened there, like but that's the thing that's dangerous is that when it just starts, it's like just a conflict, oh, these people are fine, our governments are fine, but when you have people growing up in it, because that's the thing, like when you look at like Hitler Youth and stuff like that, like you
Yeah.
look at, and I'm not trying to make any comparison and this or that and the other, but what I'm saying is that like when you grow, when children grow up in that and that's their lifestyle, they learn these things and it's like automatically the other is bad, and you don't want that. The longer it goes on, you can have it, but that's what leaders want. But that's what's bad is that they can grow up and be like, just learn. They are bad. We are good. Blah blah blah.
And there's already a
And
bunch. If we're talking about Ukraine, there's a lot of that sentiment that's been going on for ages. You know what I mean? Like this,
for sure.
this thing is
And
an old
yeah.
problem.
Well, even when I was explaining to the kids, I'd be like, well, in Russia, and Russia's bad. And I was like, but I was like, wait, well, look, I mean, in my opinion, they are. But again, I was a Cold War kid. Like that's the thing they don't understand either. Like we grew up in the Cold War, like it's a different scenario. Like it wasn't like when Russia was going to attack or the Soviet Union or whatever. It was like, or if it was when, it was like it was just like we thought it was like there's whole Captain America runs now that we're talking about Marvel of just like when the Cold War is going to happen, like when the Soviets are going to attack. Like it was just part of our lifestyle. So even I, as myself, was indoctrinated. And like I do think what they're doing is bad. Don't get me wrong, I do. But like I was explaining, like, well, Russia's the bad guy. Like, well, wait a minute, hold on.
Unless you're
Like,
Russian, and
yeah,
and
yeah.
also some of it's
So
like
I'm not.
what news source you've got going on and stuff. That I was listening. I was listening to somebody who had escaped North Korea that was talking about the exposure. Like they don't have the internet. They don't know anything that's happening outside of North Korea at all. It's like complete. They
No,
have no idea. They don't even have electricity in a lot of places, and they don't know. And they think they have a special history taught to them, and like their leaders hailed to be like almost like a super
Oh, he's
being.
a god king.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
and like they I mean, if that's your reality, that's your reality. It's like even goes down to like, hey, you watch certain things, or and then your algorithm chooses more things like that because they want to keep your engagement. All of a sudden, that's your reality, and like that's catered to by your algorithms on your platforms and things where you get your news, and all of a sudden, and that's why there's so much division between everyone, is because people kind of have an opinion, and then all of a sudden they get shoveled a whole bunch more of their own opinion. That they call it the echo chamber. And we're not a political channel here, but it's really weird to think that there's people out there that don't know what we're all watching and consuming and believe, and they're taught their own reality. And it's really weird because you can have a whole country of people, if you have the information that's fed to them, following a certain narrative, that they could really be behind their leaders because the news told them to be, and like
Right.
it's
They've
crazy.
learned it from day one. Well, and so that's what was really interesting to me too. Like when my kids were asking these questions, and like again, like so what didn't go in today, went in yesterday, after Russia had attacked, and like it's trying to teach math, but most of it turned it into history lessons and stuff which they didn't fucking care about. But what was interesting is that they were so like they kept asking about North Korea. Like, what about North Korea? What about? And I was thinking like nobody fucking cares about North Korea. Like North Korea's a little shit. Like it's like whatever. Like when you're done pooping and that last little turd comes out and it's like poop. That's North Korea. Like nobody cares about North Korea. But these kids were so. You gonna put Iron Cruise on while I'm going off on my rant?
Hold on, dude.
You gonna throw that in my face?
Hold on, dude.
I'm about to go North Korea on your ass.
Don't do that.
But they were so worried about North Korea. And I was like, why are y'all so worried about North Korea? And they're like, it's North Korea. And I was like, that's probably because that's the main thing y'all have heard about. They
hey,
probably
James,
keep
mute,
hearing.
mute your.
I came in at like the deep part, eh?
Yeah, mute your. We got an echo going, bro. Hey, James, mute your.
I came in at like the deep part, eh? Oh no, it's because I had the phone close to my mic. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I had to make sure that the screen was working.
Welcome, James. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I came into the very intense time of the stream.
Yeah, we're getting crazy. And I didn't mean to cut off your thought, Curtis. I just had to get James situated. Finish what you were saying, man.
No, it just interested me how like they were so like these kids were straight up worried about North Korea, and I was like, North Korea can't even hit us with a missile. But if you look at any broadcast in the past 10 years, it's been about North Korea. They're building nukes, they're developing nukes, and I was like, they don't have, and I had to explain to them ICBMs and stuff like that. I was like, Russia has nuclear weapons that can hit us right now. Like North Korea does not have that. They're working on something that can maybe hit us. And I was like, no, Russia can destroy us. And they're like, oh my god! And I'm like, no, wait. Like for Russia to attack us, that would be
at school.
And I had to explain mutually assured destruction and this and that and the other. But I'm like, but like they were definitely like terrified of North Korea, not Russia. They had no fear of Russia, but North Korea, because that's what they've heard about their entire lives.
Yeah.
And it was just like it was straight up anxiety for North Korea. And I was like, we could we could wipe North Korea off the map. It wouldn't even be an issue. And they're like, huh? They were just, but they weren't worried about Russia at all.
Those super sonic, super fast missiles that Russia's got, they even have dummy missiles that break off. So the anti-missile like security stuff, it will defense stuff. it doesn't know which one to hit because there's multiples at the same time, and some of them are real missiles. Some of them it's crazy. Dustin was telling me about that the other day. He's like, yeah, dude, those weapons are no joke. Like they're serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but our kids are worried about North Korea. And then everybody was like, I'm not going to war. I'm not going to war. Fuck that. I'm not going to war. And I was like, well, you either fight them over there or you fight them over here. And they're like, fuck that. I'm not going to war. Yeah.
James, how you doing, man?
Good. I'm trying to keep my mind off this whole Ukraine-Russian thing all day today.
Yeah.
Well, you jumped in at the right time.
Yeah, good. You
That was a
just in
joke,
time to
man.
get
That
us
was a
off of
joke.
this. Yeah, I was just talking about like how I was daydreaming about how fighting with knives and rocks back in the like Braveheart wars rather than being like shooting from far away was like, dude, that's some serious, like it like blows my mind. Like you grow up when you're a kid playing with like He-Man and sword fights and stuff, but when you like make it real, we're like, whoa,
Yeah, when
like
it's not fantasy.
yeah, when it's
trench
not fantasy,
warfare,
when it's real,
bro.
I'm like, dude, Gladiator or Braveheart or 300 or any of those like things, like in however it really went down, without the airbrushed abs, you know what I mean? Like, however it really went down, it must have been completely crazy. Hey,
But at the same time, like, go ahead.
I was gonna say Mel Kennedy needs digital art lessons from James. What were you gonna say, Curtis?
I was gonna say at the same time, I sometimes I feel like I was born in the wrong time period. Like, it just I don't know, being a former athlete and stuff like that. Like
Are you like Marvin Sin City, where you're born in the wrong time? Like you would be
I
completely at ease if you
I
were like a warrior in Roman times or something?
It's totally yes. I feel like a caged like I'm. Don't get me wrong. I'm a happily married man. I have a wonderful family. But I feel like a fucking caged animal sometimes, and I just want to like fucking destroy stuff, but I can't.
You're like a beast.
And as long as I die in battle, I go to Valhalla. So who cares? Like, I just, I'm not like I can't find my way in the world. Sometimes I can't. I don't know. Like, I just like all of my best attributes are being wasted. I feel.
Fight Club, man. Fight Club.
Well, yeah, like, but
yeah, sometimes you just gotta hit a
yeah,
guy.
I just like I feel like a tiger turned into a house cat. Like I used to be. I don't know.
I'll be right back. Y'all talk. You and James talk amongst yourselves for a second.
James, have you ever done any clay work?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I felt like there was a time in my life I was like, it was pretty low. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Well, I had like been in film and illustration, comic books and stuff. I just didn't know what I wanted to do, and like work was hard to come by. I was really depressed, and I was like, man, you know, it would be perfect if a zombie apocalypse came right now. That would give me a
Yes.
clear directive to
focus.
what to do in life, to survive, to like, and then like to plan, to strategize. That would put all my skills to use, So I kind of understand what you mean. I feel like I was born at the wrong time sometimes as well. I think I should have been born in like maybe in like the 20s, and then maybe in the 50s, and back in like I don't want to like say the dark ages, but I know exactly what you mean though. It's tough,
Well, no.
but I think everyone once in their life, or more than once, feels like that in any generation, any decade, any time of being alive.
No, but at the same time, you've made my point perfectly. You fucking Canadian jackass. You've done it because if there was a few episodes ago, like I was telling Clint, like I had got it's tapered off, but I'd been getting social anxiety and like certain anxieties that I had never had to deal with. And the thing is that like I am a very goal driven person. Like I've always known what I wanted to do and I can move forward with it. But other than being a good dad, like I don't know what I want to do. I've got a job. I've got a job that is stable and this and that and the other, but it's not what I want to do. And
Yeah.
like I just don't like I don't have this clear goal in mind, and I think that's what's giving me the social anxiety.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that'll do it, man. Like for a while when I was stuck, a couple years ago, I'd anxiety, anxiety, anxiety. And then I went and I edited a video just for myself, and boom, that anxiety was gone for a while. I loved it. Or like drawing a comic book, anxiety was gone for a while. And when you said you felt like you were born in the wrong area, I knew exactly what you're talking about. And
yeah.
I was gonna say, like, you gotta be creative. And don't worry, don't stress about it. It will come. I mean, it's probably already
Mhm.
there. You probably just let it lapse. You probably don't even um, recognize it's there, or it's like
Yeah.
an old hobby or something you want to be creative,
Yeah, that
and
I mean, I
and it
used to
will come.
do
It will
things.
come, and you will do it, and you'll feel so much better. But just don't beat yourself up about it too much. Just look for signs and look for um, like, just, I know it sounds weird, but look for the signs that will get you there, and pick up the inspiration, and then just go with it. Don't be like, oh, I'll get to it later. Just, you get inspired to do something, go and do it and try it out. Doesn't work in like a few minutes or like an hour or whatever, like boom, whatever. I tried to create this, didn't happen, but then move on to the next thing. Or if it's a big project that needs time to grow, then keep at it a little bit day by day.
Because yeah, that's the thing is that I used to do things. I used to like, and like that's the thing. I'm a dad now. Like that's
Yeah.
part for the course. And I'm tired half the time. We're just more than 75% of the time. But like it's like I'm supporting my family. I'm doing what I need to do. But it's like I just don't like. I don't know. Like it's just this fire somewhere and it won't go away. And
Well,
and
that's
I think
good, man.
that's
That's good, because no matter all the hard times in my life, and feeling lost and stuff, I've never ever lost that feeling that that big fire in me is something that is going to be projected in the universe. I'm going to create it, and then I will know. I don't want to sound like egotistical or anything, but it's always been in there where it's like I've never been afraid to fail or failure or to try new things.
no, God,
I
no.
know,
Failure
like,
is the best
whether it's
thing in
my
the world.
graphic novel I've been working on for a decade, or like a film, or like whatever, I know it's in there, and it's just, and I know, and I'm always one that's like, the timing, it has to be right. I don't put something out just because you
I agree.
gotta get it out. Like, even our small
Mhm.
screen videos, like, I tell Edward, I'm like, look, I could get this out tomorrow, but in like 3 days, it'll feel ready. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. When it's meant to be, it's meant to be, you know? Like, and everything's worked that way. I don't rush things. So don't rush your process, and
No,
you'll get there, man.
I mean, I completely agree with that. Like, the 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 timing. I don't know, but it's like the thing is like I don't like I've had like I don't I don't have that thing on the horizon. I've always had a thing on the horizon, like where I'm reaching towards, and I don't have that. Like I said, besides being a dad, but these are like I'm gonna be a good dad. Like that's not. There's nothing gonna get in the way of me being a good dad. Might not be the best dad, you know, but I'm gonna be a good dad. I'm gonna take care of my family. I'm gonna do like these are all generalist goals. I don't have a specific goal, and like that, like shit like that. Like I don't know. Like
Are you having a crisis?
no, well, that's what we talked about before, but I was talking
It's
about
the
it with
first
James.
time that I think it's like the first time you felt a bit stale, a bit stagnant, and there's nothing, like you said, nothing on the horizon, and that's scary, especially it's the first time. But you gotta view it as liberating, freedom, and the ability to uh, build up your skills and find new areas that you want to improve upon. And yeah, you're a bit lost right now, but you just got to think about what inspires you, and would you like to do it. Just keep thinking that and checking off the list, and see what you would like to do, or maybe even create your own niche. But honestly, like, Bobby's right. She's lived in 9 decades. So if anything, if you want some advice, get her on the show. She'll tell you, man. She helped me through a lot of hard times back in the day too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had any answering for a friend for you to tune into, Curtis.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
it's weird times, dude. Like it's really it's a strange time. I think a lot of people have been having weird times just because the routines that people have been in are not natural. You know what I mean? We've been like we've had a weird being bound to our homes or being like and just a weird restrictiveness and also just a lack of things going on in life. Even if you wanted, you didn't care. You're like, I'm going out, or I'm going to go do. There's just not things. There's not music. There's not, parties. There's not shows. There's not, people are scared sometimes to go to the movies, and I think we're getting over it now. But it's weird because there's a lot of lacking out there of things to do. So I was thinking
I know.
about
I've
it.
been honestly, it's bad. Tell me if I'm too loud because I keep
No,
moving
you're
towards my mic. I'm facing the
good.
other way, but I'm I don't want to sound bad, but I know like the pandemic's been rough. I've lost people. I know people have lost a lot of people. But I have actually enjoyed being forced to focus and not have any distractions.
Yeah.
Just like and to build and it's always said like if I could, I go move to a log cabin and get food deliveries and supplies and just work on my art and work on my craft and basically that's what the last 2 years have been, right?
It's definitely
Well,
been weird. Like I think a lot of us have completely changed our routines like I've developed all kinds of crazy skills that I didn't have and and other things.
Hell yeah.
What were you gonna say, Curtis?
no, I was going to ask about that. So, not to be mean, James, but apparently, Canada decided to go crazy with us recently. Um, but like we, at least in Houston, like we didn't have that. There was, the shutdown and stuff like that, and then things got back to normal pretty damn quick. And like I mean, last year was hybrid and regular kids in school, and then like today and that's the thing too. That's what's really bothered me about teaching. That's why I'm leaving teaching. But like they just pretend like it's a normal year, like whatever, like it doesn't matter. But like the, I don't know, like it doesn't. I thought that this was going to bring big change, like recognize things that aren't working and fix them. And
Oh, it
it's
has, but everything's still so chaotic.
it really
And
I mean,
and no,
in
hold on,
your
it
area
has,
it
but
has.
no, everywhere it has. It's just everything's so chaotic. No one's it's like all a big stew right now. No one's been able to decipher all the ingredients. Like it's all a big jumble pot, and all the puzzle pieces are all mixed together, and no one's had a chance to catch their breath and to put the puzzle pieces back together to figure out, okay, so this is, and just like the housing crash of 2008, even if they recognize why it went wrong, they're not going to fix it, like because
Well, fair
monetary
enough.
gain.
Yeah. Well, that's what no, and you made my point. That's what I was about to say. I was like, yeah, people haven't figured out, all the stuff that you're talking about, but at the same time, like other people are figuring out, like, how can we make this work for us, and it's just going to keep the same, status quo going, and that's what I'm worried about. Like this, like it showed major flaws, at least in education, and none of that has been addressed. It's not going to be, um, and it just in general, like I don't know, like it. I think there's going to be major changes with it, at least in the workplace. They were talking about like potentially the 5-day work week going away in America. But and I don't know, like it's not as dramatic as I thought it would be. Maybe I was being naive, but I thought it would be like much more dramatic. Oh, this is fucking wrong. Hey, we figured some shit out.
Yeah.
Well, buddy, it's like any kind of entertainment property. What you'll always hear is people complaining the loudest, but you'll barely hear anyone praising it. People don't go to the way to praise it. So in this situation, I like to think a lot of people I've talked to is because of this, it's opened their eyes a lot on what's really important in life and made them reevaluate their life. And I think it has for a lot of people, but it's just not widely talked about.
I agree with that,
No?
and at the same time, like I agree. That's why they're having great resignation in America. People are like, "Fuck this job," and they're quitting because they're like, it's not worth it. But yeah. I mean, it might be a time thing. You might be right, but
Occupation wise is definitely interesting. It's like people are like, hey, I could make a living doing this, or I could do this. It's just like it's changed a lot. I saw some comments. There's like, hey, it hasn't changed any for me. Or, said this. Yeah, I'm still working through, and like me too. I've been, I went on lockdown in March of 2020, and I was back out of the house and back to work by the end of April, by the beginning of May, and so I was home for like a month maybe, and then back to normal, and I've been working ever since. Like, and I bartend, and I also work from home, but I get out and I'm around people, and I've been around people this whole time. What's different is that just like here we got like stores close early, like your stores close early. There's and there's just not stuff like, you can't dine into certain restaurants. Then you can't. There's no like a lack of shows. Like me, I'm in a band. I'd want to go band practice. All of a sudden, you got somebody that's like, oh, I'm nervous because I gotta be around my parents or whatever, or and you'll have like one person that's like going to soccer games, and you'll have the next person is taking care of seniors, and like, and you got me who's around people all the time, and then you got other people that don't ever leave the house. So it's like a lot of different dynamics towards like, what, getting together is kind of tough because everybody's in a different situation, and it's kind of like that all around. My other band, I'm in two bands, and I haven't practiced. I've practiced twice since March of 2020.
and if you don't know, the last Nowhere Bound album, I think, was released in 2019.
Yeah,
and it was fucking amazing. And I'm sitting here waiting for the next one, and these assholes can't get it together because of the pandemic.
we can't even tour. We never got to tour on that one.
I know.
Yeah, we go to Europe every year. We didn't get to do that because so by the time we do make it over there, that record's gonna be like 3 or 4 years old. Those songs will be old as hell, and we'd still never made it over there. And that's the other thing. Time's just flying by. I can't believe it's 2022, and we've been playing this game since the beginning of 2020. It's amazing. It's like, it's crazy. But a lot of people have figured out, hey, I can work from home. I can do this. I have this skill. I can do this. You got some people that are super badasses that are working 2 or 3 jobs at the same time from home and can keep up, and they're making like 3 times as much money working for multiple companies, which is insane.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, the same idea. Like, honestly, I talked to Clint.
What were you gonna say, James?
It's like, you talking about me?
Yeah,
for
totally.
multiple companies?
Yeah, it was. No, but there are the people that are like, that do like customer tech support and things like that. They email people back all day, and they're like dealing with they'll work for Apple and Facebook and like in multiple companies at the same time, and they don't know that they have other jobs, but because they're working from home, they can actually keep up. And I was like, dude, if you can manage that, that's, I'm like, kudos.
Like 80% of the last 20 years, I've worked from home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and now, like, I don't know if there was an article came out this week about I can't remember who wrote it, what publication, but it's like why businesses are afraid of the work from home change and why they don't want people to work from home. That's it. That's all I had to say. Because the
I'm just
reasons
reading
are
a
Well, no,
obvious.
so
I was reading a comment.
I had heard an article talking about how they are paying people less to work from home.
Yeah.
And outside of more. Anyway.
Cass takes vitamin
What really
C.
gets me is like one of the ad providers I work with, they're forced to go into work, even like
Right.
approaching lockdown and stuff. They're forced to go into work, even though they run ads on the internet and they can work from home, no problem.
Right.
It's like they have to justify the cost of having an office, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And
just get rid of the damn office.
So, well, that's going to be our next big crisis is the commercial, real estate bubble. Like it's just leading into the next one. But yeah, at the same time, like they're paying these people less to go into the office, and it's like I don't. Here's the thing for me, I don't want to work from home. Like to me, it's not working at home. It's home or it's work at home. Like
Depends upon the
it's
field,
not.
though, right?
Huh?
Doesn't it depend
Say
upon
again?
the field?
I'm sure. Like, yeah. I mean, like, if you're doing, I guess. I mean, I've never done anything creative. But whenever I was teaching from home, like, it was not fucking like I'm at home and I got to do some work. It's like work is at home, like full stop. And this thing, teaching is not a fucking 9 to 5. Like it would be I even now at work, like I got teachers or parents emailing me on nonstop, but like that, like I didn't want that. Like I don't want to work from home. I have to have a reason to get up in the morning. Like that's just me. But um like but they're making people take less money to work from home so that they can pay off these fucking buildings that they paid for.
Are they really doing
Like
that? Paying people less money?
Yes, they are. Yeah, oh, straight up. Yeah, they're paying people less money if they like, hey, you want to work from home, and they pay them less money so they can pay off the real estate that they've already leased for 2 to 10 years, however long they leased it. And people are going for it. I mean, shit, I probably would. I don't know. I don't like, but it's just amazing. Like what the entire and that's the thing. Like we're at some sort of an inflection point where the world is changing, and it's just waiting for us to catch up. People are going to grow up with this, and it's going to be normal. We're just not those people. Like, we're just at this inflection point where like the world is entirely changing, and we're just dealing with it. But our kids don't have to, so that's what's good.
I need the commercial real estate to explode, the bubble to burst, so that I can live in commercial real estate, because I can't afford the the residential anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, cool, I'm gonna live, dude. I would love that. Go live like you always have these stupid shows in that are like supposed to be in New York City or something, where it's like, oh yeah, this guy, and he goes back to his New York apartment, and he lives like in a commercial building. He's got like a punching bag, and like it's all like
I do open mic nights every other Tuesday and Thursday, and yet I can afford this fucking like
the size
building.
of a mechanic shop. I'm like, yeah, get the hell out of here. I'm a vigilante. Yeah, sure. I would love to live in something like that. That'd be cool. Where I can weld and things in my living room,
Yeah, for sure.
Oh boy. Man. Well, dude, we're about to hit 3 hours here very soon, Curtis.
So James.
Yo.
Did you play Breath of the Wild?
I've played a little bit of it. Yeah, I just haven't been able to really get into it yet. I'm gonna have to take like when I get a weekend off and like just really get into it.
Have you played other Zelda games?
Oh yeah, I think all of them.
Okay. So, let me ask you this. Is Breath of the Wild the best Zelda game ever?
I can't answer that because I haven't played it fully.
Okay, it's not.
To me, Link's A Link to the Past, the Super Nintendo one, is my favorite.
What about Ocarina?
What's yours? Is it Breath of the Wild?
Ocarina. No. Breath of the Wild is not even. I wouldn't even call it a Zelda game. It's a damn good game, but it's not fucking Zelda game.
Ocarina is great. Yeah, Spooky's is Majora's Mask. She says.
Oh God, Majora's Mask. Yes, it's so fucking spectacular. But so, have you fought any of the so-called dungeons in Breath of the Wild yet?
No, I have not. I think maybe one
Yeah.
boss. I can't remember. Like I said, I've only played a little bit.
No, but you made your point exactly. You can't even remember. Like
Well, no, because no,
it's a
a
massive
Zelda game,
open
so I
world
have to
game.
spend- I'm not gonna entertain this conversation like you should on Breath of the Wild, my friend, because I haven't even played it yet. No way.
No, but I'm okay. Well, I'm not trying to I didn't know you didn't play it. I'm just saying to you as a person who has played it through like twice or 2 or 3 times, like it's like the open world thing is amazing. It's awesome.
It's really good, huh?
It's a fucking spectacular Minecraft game, but it's not a fucking Zelda game because you get to the dungeons and they're all exactly the fucking same. It's like, why do you remember Zelda games?
Don't give me spoilers, man. I haven't read anything for years since it came out. I don't know anything. I'm going with the Zelda game, so I'm going
I didn't
with a
know
blank
that.
slate.
I didn't know that.
Man, I hate when y'all fight.
Did you ask? Did you ask me?
I hate when
Did you
y'all
say? I brought up Breath of the Wild and you didn't say I didn't.
I said I haven't been able to get into it yet. I maybe played for a little bit, but I got to take a weekend to really get into it.
That's kind of a fucking thing, dude. Like if you can't get into a Zelda game, like what's the fucking point?
What, like at 4 in the morning after I worked for 16 hours, I'm like, I really want to try this, so I'm gonna try it and then go to bed because I've been waiting years to play it. And like, no, then I'm going to give it
if it's a Zelda
an ample
game,
chance.
if it's a Zelda game, you don't time doesn't matter. If it's a Zelda, I'm telling you, time doesn't matter. Just I used to take literally whenever a Zelda game was released, I would take a week off of work. That would be my vacation week before I got married.
Really?
Zelda games being released. Yeah, I swear to God. Before I got married, whenever a Zelda game was released, that's my week off of work because I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna play it for a fucking week. And it's a fucking amazing game.
Hey man, I wish I knew I could get a week off work or even a weekend. The days just meld in together. That's one thing about working from home because you're constantly working.
That's what I'm saying. It's not.
It's a good thing, though, man. If you love the job and if you're creating,
fair enough,
it doesn't feel like work, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's like I said at the beginning, like Clint does 95% or more than 95% of the work for this show. I've actually started editing and doing stuff for shows for my channel, which is nothing, but it's a lot of fucking work, and these guys work their ass off. So I appreciate them very much for those little clips and all that stuff like that. It is a lot. They do a great job.
Hell yeah.
He does fantastic work.
Bakertown. I'm gonna.
And I just got done begging him for free music, so he's even giving me more. I was like, "Hey, you got any free music?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, I got a ton of it." Yeah,
I got a folder with some stuff. I'm like, Conan plays Little Nightmares. Is that your?
That's it. That's the one. And yeah, he was so happy to see Bobby subscribed and Clint subscribed. And there's some other ones on there. I'm sorry if I'm not there.
This
you
is
go.
it,
Oh,
gang,
snap.
right here. You guys
So
gotta go there and
we got one little
Click.
video on there.
click that subscribe button right there. Yeah,
They
one
just play
video.
through. We're gonna do
6 subscribers.
Luigi's
so-
Mansion. Oh, 6. Wow.
6
That's
subscribers, so we need more. So if you haven't subscribed to this yet, go to it.
Yeah, why didn't you send me
We're
the channel?
I'm sorry. I just mentioned it on one of the shows. I haven't sent anything out. I'm not sure if I know how to.
Okay, I see.
I mean, and yeah, we'll be doing Luigi's Mansion walkthroughs. We're gonna meet Conan and I are gonna play through Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube. I think tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have it up tomorrow or the next day. If you want to watch Luigi's Mansion playthroughs, and I got some other ones where they beat me up on the trampoline and stuff like that. But they're not done yet because editing takes a long time. Again, thank you to all these guys. It takes a long time.
There we go.
So, how do you feel about James? Are you a Conan fan? Have we talked about this?
Conan the Barbarian?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Have you not seen the memes on
I have seen the memes. I know. I figured.
Yeah.
Have you read Savage
and a big
Avengers?
fan of the Roy Thomas comics? Yeah. And the Arthur,
So-
yeah.
So,
just
I
posted
have
a
not
poll.
read. How do you feel about Savage Avengers? Have you read that yet, James?
I haven't read that yet.
No, I haven't read it either. I want to read it with my son because my son's name's Conan. But I want to read that. So there's nothing else to talk.
I just posted a poll, but I don't know how to make it pop up on the screen.
There's something popping up here. Hold on.
Why does that look like that?
Oh, it's Bigger Town. Oh, thank you, Clint. Thank you.
That's super weird. Nope.
So- So please tell me Tom Cruise is not going to pop up in Multiverse of Madness.
Tom Cruise is not going to pull up in Multiverse of Madness.
Well, in the morning when I rise, wipe that sleep out of my eyes.
James,
sing.
you're cracking me up.
Let's
dude.
sing. Y'all want to sing? Let's sing something. There's a tear in my beer 'cause I'm crying for you, dear. You are on my lonely mind.
Oh, man. This got weird.
No, let's sing. Come on,
No,
think
we're
of
not
something to
gonna
sing,
do
Clint.
that.
Come on, you're a musician. Think of something to sing. Let's have karaoke night. Let's do it. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it.
Oh, no,
Any
we're
way
not
you
doing this.
want it.
Ooga shaka,
Motherfucker.
ooga shaka,
Chaka,
ooga.
ooga.
Girl, I hey, home.
Hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Sing it, Mike. Come on, Clint, give me some. Come on.
Yep, that's my stand-in. Put that there. Good night, y'all. I'm just kidding. Good night, Ned. All right, man. We're at 3 hours and 8 minutes. This is where everybody's gone delirious. I can't believe we have 6 viewers right now. Still, you guys are. Oh, that's super cool. Look what he's got going on over there.
I know you were needing more of me than I gave. When
super
I
cool.
heard that your cousin had passed and gone away.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Now this just turned into like, okay, now we just put some happy little hairs.
Pick a song, Clint. Let's sing a
There's
song.
no,
Sing with me, cousin.
there's no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Sing with me. Let's do
That's
it.
right. We just go front to back, so you don't get pink
Boom,
eye.
shaka-laka-laka boom, boom, shaka-laka-laka boom, 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 shaka-laka-laka boom, boom.
Oh, look at there. It is a legit cartoon so far. I just had a guy on Fiverr draw me. I should have had you do it.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere
I was not that impressed. I
waiting
was like,
for me. My lover stands on golden sand.
just add a happy little Clint. There's no Clint mistakes.
And watches the ships that go sailing.
Noses are hard to draw. Especially that big ass nose. Look at that big honker.
It's a beautiful honker.
You're gonna have the
Don't
Millennium
you
Falcon
don't
fly out of that
naysay your
nostril,
honker.
just with the worm.
Don't do it.
Bakertown about that Bioshock movie.
What?
What you
There's
think?
a Bioshock movie coming out? No, I didn't hear about that. There's a Bioshock movie coming out?
I didn't know that.
Well, Edward reported like 3 years ago or 2 years ago that Henry Cavill was supposed to be in the running for. Oh, that was a Mass Effect movie. Sorry, but
Mass
now the
Effect,
news is Chris Evans. Chris Evans is a Bioshock movie. Right?
Yeah, Mass Effect. He had a script that like. He posted a picture, and you could see a script. There was some keywords that had something to do with Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. Beyond
Dude,
the sea.
I wanted to shut her down, but I really want to see how this drawing ends up.
Let's sing something. What do you want to sing?
What do I
Treat
want to
me
sing?
like a fool.
Here,
Treat me mean and cruel.
here's a song for you.
When I don't feel very good about myself, I fuck with people on the internet that I don't even know that well because it makes me feel better. Ooh, it makes me feel better. But the dopamine, it doesn't even last that long. And now the dopamine's gone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was great.
But left me.
That was far.
Boom, 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 boom.
Such a sad tune.
Oh. Don't you make Kazakhs cry.
I know.
Are you
I am excited about this Batman. Oh, don't try to reel us back on topics, Clint. We've gone off the. What is this?
Well, just like the rails, Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any
Yeah.
way you want it. Oh, oh. But we don't want Iron Cruise. Nobody wants Iron Cruise. Anyone that wants Iron Cruise can go poop on a cow. Yeah. Yeah, do it. Do it, baby.
I didn't even know how to play that.
Doesn't matter. Play something.
Yeah. Well, I just did.
No.
When
Ready
I
for
don't
the
feel
world to stop.
very good.
No.
Oh no, I'm not gonna play that. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool, dude. I'm digging that. Are you trying the Iron Man suit on Curtis?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
No. I'm totally Thor. No. Oh God, James.
You're gonna be
This-
Thor
this
when you
is-
take
this
that
is
suit
totally
off.
wrong. No. I'm Thor. This motherfucker.
Oh man.
EJ, what song should we sing? It's karaoke night. What song should we sing?
Want to fight about it? Who would win, Superman or Thor?
Thor, totally. Superman's allergic to magic. Thor would demolish him.
Actually,
No, don't sing it. Just bring it. What? How could he beat him? How could he beat Thor?
He could just rip his arms off.
No, Superman's allergic to magic, dude.
Are Thor's arms magic?
Thor is magic.
You couldn't just rip him into pieces?
Yeah, try ripping Thor to pieces. Thor's a freaking god. Superman's just some dude from another planet.
A god is that's I mean, that's only if you just don't know what a god is. You think
It's not some fucking loser from another planet that happened to land on Earth. Got lucky with a yellow sun.
I mean, is it? I mean, his magic is just science, right? It's just another form of science.
Mm-hmm. Tell that Superman who's allergic to magic.
Is he allergic?
Boom. Or anemic or
Vulnerable?
vulnerable. Yes. Hey, good word. Captain Goodword knows
Captain?
how to party.
What is
Captain
happening? What is
Goodword.
come on,
happening over
James.
here?
Tell them.
Is
Tell
that
them
fun?
what, EJ.
What we got? Come on, James, tell him.
So there's
Thor.
Thor Iron Man.
I wonder if we'll see him in the Multiverse of Madness.
Thor on man. Thor on man. Hello, Thor on man. Even better, James. Thor
this
on
is-
man.
What's gonna happen here? It's like
Yes, fair point, Kazax. If Superman had his ad taste him, if he took Claritin D, then he could fight Thor. Yes, you're right. Now, EJ, you didn't express what song we should sing.
Superman on antihistamines.
Yeah.
There it is.
If he takes his Claritin D, he could take Thor. Maybe. But if Shazam could whoop his ass, like, come on, Thor's gonna just wreck him to hell.
Yeah. I thought
First time.
Thor would be able to handle himself better against Thanos.
Dude, they totally punked Thor out in Endgame. Like they straight up did. Like they did it on purpose.
Even Hulk, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and they did that on purpose too. Like now here's the deal. Thanos had the Power Stone, so the only time Hulk has lost is because if somebody has a Power Stone because he can't. Like that's Hulk is the strongest there is. But if they had the Power Stone, that's kind of cheating. And so Hulk has lost because Drax had the Power Stone and he whooped the shit out of Hulk because of the Power Stone. But without the Power Stone, Hulk would have demolished him. So I understand Thanos beating him once he had the Power Stone. But
Say Power
and I
Stone.
did- Power Stone. Did I say it wrong before?
No, you just said it a bunch of times.
Power Stone.
Beetlejuice. I'm not on any special sauce, man. I haven't been drinking for a while. I'm on no sauce. I'm on coffee is my special sauce.
He's over caffeinated.
I like the coffee. Oh boy, fellas, say Power Stone. Say it one. I feel like Samuel Jackson should be saying that.
Do it to it one more time.
Say what again? EJ.
Say what
Give
again,
me-
motherfucker?
Yeah.
I dare you. I double dare you.
Double dog dare you. Oh, what up? Well, cool, man. I think it's time to shut her down. We're at 320. That's a good round number. And my legs work. Just kidding. So I'm out.
EJ, give us a song. Quick. Give us a song, EJ. Come on. Give us a song.
EJ got nothing, dude.
Oh,
He's got no songs. Stairway to Heaven. I don't know that one. Let's see here.
Did he say that? Did he say that?
Earlier he did.
Oh, snap. There's a stair in my room, and it's really pretty cool. And I'm building a stairway to heaven. And I like to go up. Sometimes I like to go down. But it's really a
Stop.
stairway to heaven.
No. We got rid of. I muted Curtis. No more mutants.
Hotel California.
Oh, that's cool, James. That's super cool, dude. You should do a show where you just draw for people and talk.
That's what I've been trying to do the last week is just do a live stream on my channel and just draw and just talk, you know what I mean? But it's just been hard to find the time.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Bob
Super
Ross.
Clint.
Jedi AJ says he can play Hotel California. Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place. Such a lovely.
Terrible. I've never tried to play it before. It's funny. Yeah. All right. Well, shoot. It's time for me to eat. That's what time it is. What time is it? It's eating time. It's clobbering time.
Food in face.
You think we're gonna see him?
In the Multiverse of Madness?
You think we're gonna get the whole Fantastic Four?
No.
I think we're just gonna have everyone, the entire everybody. Who is gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? All of those people.
Oh my God. That's a lot of people.
Oh, it's 12:39. It is 11:39 here. It's 11. I like the blue. Nice. Yeah, dude, I would totally if I was chilling, eating hot pockets and super stoned, I would sit here and just watch you drawing. That'd be a good show. It'd be like Bob Ross. Good times.
Yeah, it would be fun. I'll
Hell
do
yeah.
that for sure.
Be awesome. It's not fun if the drawings were bad, but their drawings are kick ass.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, man. I was like, oh
By the
shit!
way,
Immediately, I was like, dude, he's doing the Iron Man suit. Cool. What were we gonna say, Curtis?
I was just gonna say Thorion, Thor, Iron Man would just totally whoop the shit out of whoever is going on here. Superman guy.
Captain Ultra. Superman boner.
And Multiverse of Madness, like they could bring in Superion and like they could do all kind of shits with that. Like they're not gonna, but
But they
like
could.
they could, and like they could bring in like, I mean, yeah. There are tons of Marvel properties that are just like under the radar.
I want to see Midnighter.
Midnighter, who's
Yeah.
Midnighter? Talk to me.
He's in the Authority, the team you're talking about before.
Oh, but that's not on Marvel. That's not Marvel. Do they own Wildstorm now?
No, I know. No, but I want to see Midnighter in DC,
Oh well, fuck yeah!
like a
that'd be
Midnighter
awesome.
movie.
Why don't they like? They should straight up do Authority.
Don't squash my
fucking-
hopes and dreams. God damn it!
No, I'm saying I'm not squashing.
You always
anything.
got
I'm
to
just
harsh
saying.
on my buzz, man. Jeez.
That's what I do. Captain, bring down right here.
Damn it,
Ca-
Curtis.
Captain Ohio says that starts Planet C stands for Cleveland. It doesn't stand for Columbus or Cincinnati. All C places.
Does DC own Wildstorm? Is that what you're saying, James?
Yeah, they published. Wildstorm was a company underneath the DC umbrella, like Milestone.
And they made Authority.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
then they
Midnighter's
should
in the
do
DC
that. They
universe
should
with
fucking
Apollo.
do that. Like with the boys, like that. That'd be fucking perfect. Like anti-hero. Like, God, that'd be perfect. Why don't they do that?
I can't wait for
Apparently
the
they're working on a
multiverse.
Midnighter series.
Multiverse in the boys. That's going to be exciting. Will
Maggot,
we ever?
Maggot, and the MC. I don't know who Maggot is. In my deep knowledge, I don't know who Maggot is. Let me think.
Yeah, all the properties that'll have multiverses. The new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is going to have a multiverse.
Where he fights aliens in one version,
Yeah.
and the seats are exactly like human seats, and they can upload.
Well, we had a productive stream. We had a good time. We talked about the Multiverse of Madness, who we think we're going to see in the show, and then we talked a little bit about the Batman, which got good reviews. Hopefully, it's awesome. Apparently, it's good, and yeah, and then we talked about other stuff. But I think it's time to call it a day. We're at 3 hours and 27 minutes. I'm completely delirious and. Yeah. So, time for me to eat, and time for you guys to have a great evening. And gang, if you haven't yet, be sure to like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell. Yeah, if you want to help us out, do that. And
Subscribe.
Quack, quack that notification bell. Quack. If you forget, then you get a. If you actually remember, then you get a. And if you're Bobby, oh, I was gonna hit that air horn, but I don't want to do that to you, Bobby. So, Bobby,
Yeah, we love you, Bobby.
yeah. Clint Thirst. That's right.
Bobby.
I'm hungry.
Tomorrow, Animal Crossing. Reese, thank you for saying hi to me, you jerk.
And I I really want to. I might need to get into this. Curtis Thirst. I might need to get into this Animal Crossing. I keep hearing all these great things.
Oh, dude.
Can I draw Kaz real
fuck
quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Really quick. Oh, I screwed up. Hold on.
Nobody can draw me.
Cause in trouble. Oh, snap.
There we go. Potato.
Nice.
Potato.
Tomato. It's lovely. First, you start with a big round head. I've got one of those. It's Peacemaker making some peace. Why does it kill everybody?
Kill everybody.